Well, hey guys. I figure we're just gonna start a little bit early. Screw this countdown. But yeah, uh, welcome to the stream, everybody. I think Dad is... I think he's still in the shower, so he will be joining us shortly.
Gotcha.
Alright, so ignoring this little countdown thing, we're just gonna get right into this. Today, we will be talking about... Hang on, I gotta turn this music down. There we go. Now I can hear myself. It might be a little too quiet for stream, but I mean, it'll probably be fine. It's fine. But yeah, today we're going to be... Since we don't actually have our hands on the game quite yet, unfortunately, we're going to start our playthrough tomorrow. Today, we will be talking about all the new toys we got to play with this next gen. And oh boy, there is a lot to unpack here.
I think the bigger question is, what kind of like meta are we going to see? You know,
because
it feels like,
spoiler alert, it is hyper offense.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like, when it comes to hyper offense, most people think like fast killers or revenge killers, like what, Weavile, Incineroar, stuff like that.
The graphics are not good. It's Pokemon. What do you expect? It's like biting into a sandwich and saying, "What? There's bread in here. What the hell?"
I mean, maybe you're biting into a hamwich, you know?
I maybe.
But yeah. I don't know. There's like so much like going into this, since we already know it's going to be hyper offense. Healing got reduced to like 5 PP.
Yeah, we'll get to that shortly. But first of all, before we start everything, let me take a quick moment to shout out these wonderful individuals on screen right now for putting together this absolutely phenomenal spreadsheet for us to look through. I'm in the interest of not butchering these people's names, I'm not going to read them off, but I'm going to leave this up on screen for just a minute. And like, seriously, shout out to these guys. You the real homies.
Getting us all that juicy information.
You the real ones. Okay. So first of all... Yo, what's up? Welcome back. How was your shower?
Still not working.
Nope, mic's still not working? I mean, okay. So he's actually just having mic issues. We should be fine. He is working on that. He will be joining us shortly.
Gotcha.
But, long story short... Oh, who's taking me? Damn, Scorch wiped his run in Emerald Road. Feels bad.
I'm back.
There you go. What's poppin', G?
Jesus Christ. That should not have been that hard. Okay, we're back. Dad. What the hell is... What am I looking at?
These are the people, wonderful people, who compiled this whole spreadsheet. This would not be possible without their hard
Skip.
work. Thank you, bro. You're cringe. At least pay some respects, my guy. But no, we'll definitely be looking to pay some respects later. Spoiler alert. But
you've got the spreadsheet connection. You respect people that make a good spreadsheet.
Yeah. All right. So I have an order. We're gonna go through this. We're gonna start with mechanics, just overall mechanics. The big one is weather. Ice types no longer have hail. They instead have a completely new weather called snowstorm, which boosts their defense stat while active. There's no more chip, and any place where there used to be hail, it's now snowstorm instead.
Oh.
Which is interesting.
Super interesting.
It's kind of weird not having hail chip you out, but it also makes Pokemon like Abomasnow just better in general, because you don't have to, like... Just because like you have Abomasnow on a team... Yeah, exactly. Like, the fact that Snowstorm is, like, less impactful most of the time, I think is an actual buff to the people who set it just by existing. But also, it's still... Like, no one's setting Hail for the chip damage. Literally nobody. Just set Sand.
I don't...
You set Hail for, like, the abilities.
What goes on in the brain of a Hail player? I can't even imagine.
Literally,
like,
I know exactly one
weather?
Hail player, and it's Baller, and he doesn't even use it for the Hail. He uses it for sound move spam. Because Obama Snow has soundproof. Yeah, let's see. Certain DLC moves, like Dual Wing Beat, are just now learnable via the basic level up move pool. So they're just normal moves now, which is fine. Toxic, Knockoff, Defog, and Roost are still not TMs. But now Scald is also just straight up not in the game. Volcanion and Simipour aren't back. They're the only Pokemon who get it.
Why did Simipour get it?
Oh. Well, listen, Simipour needs something, okay?
Oh, wind moves and slicing moves?
Yeah, wind moves and slicing moves are now 2 new categories. They're not new types, they're just a category of move. Slicing moves include Cut, Razor Leaf, Slash, Fury Cutter, Aerial Ace, Leaf Blade, Night Slash, Air Slash, X-Scissor, Psycho Cut, Cross Poison, Sacred Sword, Razor Shell, Solar Blade, Behemoth Blade, Stone Axe, Ceaseless Edge, Population Blade, Kotao Cleave, Bitter Blade, and Aqua Cutter.
Are there like abilities or items that like interact with?
Yes, but we will get to those.
Okay.
And wind moves, you have Gust, Whirlwind, Blizzard, Icy Wind, Sandstorm, Twister, Heat Wave, Air Cutter, Tailwind, Hurricane, Petal Blizzard, Fairy Wind, Springtide Storm, Bleak Wind Storm, Wild Bolt Storm, Sandseer Storm. Okay.
Wild Bolt Storm.
Yeah.
What the hell is that? What the hell is a Wild Bolt Storm?
Well, stay tuned and we'll find out. So heavy duty boots are in. There's no missing competitive items. Legend Plate is in the game from Arceus, but doesn't work.
Gotcha.
You can buy leftovers and any other battle items like that with just normal $Poké. You don't have to like get BP for them anymore. God bless. Actually.
Thank
you no longer have to grind like a battle tower just to get lefties and choice items.
I mean, I used to kind of like the Battle Frontier stuff, but not the Battle Tower.
Do you think they're gonna figure out like PK Hex on this gen?
Yeah, I give it like a month.
Okay.
Probably less.
Not trying to actually build no fucking team. Hello?
Bro, actually, you might, because there's a change we'll get to later that I think is actually massive.
I know. I heard it's really easy, but it's still just easier to use a program and select exactly what stats and moves you want. That IMO is easier than whatever in-game.
I mean, I don't know what I expected from the Rain team, from the Rain player. You just want everything handed to you on a silver platter.
Smile.
It does not surprise me that you, of all people, want to just be handed everything on a silver platter. That's all I'm gonna say.
I want to play the game.
You don't want to play the game. You want the game to play itself, and you to be in the winner's seat.
Listen, you gotta outplay some folks. You know
you don't. You're Rain. You don't have to outplay anything.
Sometimes you just have to hit 3 Scald Burns and then not get full parried. You know what I mean?
Yo.
Not anymore, Chief.
Looking ahead, seeing the shiny reset, that looks pretty sick, actually.
Reset. Yeah. So the terrestrializing effects. When it comes to offense, you keep your previous stabs while gaining a stab on your new type. So basically, if Charizard grass type terrestrializes, he'd get stab on fire, flying, and grass moves until the end of the battle. If you terrestrialize into a type you already are, that basically acts like, when you use moves of that type, it's like you were if you were adaptability. Count how many times if I say if you were. Blech.
Does it stack with adaptability? Because Lucario is in the game.
You know who I'm low-key scared of? Because you want a Mega Lucario, but you know who is in the game? Basculin.
Basculin, yeah.
And its evolved form.
So how does terrestrializing work? Do you have like a specific?
I'm literally explaining it right now.
I know, but can you is it like? How do you pick?
What?
You can.
It might just let you pick.
It's baked in, right? No. Game Freak picks.
What it is you. Every Pokemon starts off with like a Terra type, and it's usually the same type as itself. But you can get them an item to change it to whatever you want.
Okay, so
but
it's
you
like
have to like preemptively
like an ability capsule.
Yeah, you preemptively have to like install it onto your Pokemon per se.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Abilities
so
like protein.
Anybody will be able to terrestrialize into any type, realistically.
Yes.
In battle.
Defensively, instead of adding the type onto what you already are, you just become a monotype. So same example as earlier. If Charizard terrestrialized into a grass type, you're just a pure grass type.
Fuck you! Fuck you, dude. So you're a monotype and you get the 3 stabs? Okay.
Yeah. I mean...
Very cool.
Listen, I'll take this shit over Dynamaxing, alright?
And
Dynamaxing
the rest
sucked.
of the battle? Bro.
Dynamaxing was so trash.
And so were Z Crystals. I know, but this is a low bar to clear, and we're banging our head on it right now.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything with it because it changes so much, and I have no idea how I'm gonna feel about it until
early game is harder.
I don't like stuff that is really unpredictable like that, right? Like realistically, it's like, you know, you could have like, you know, it's like everybody is natural gift Talonflame. You know what I mean? Like every Pokemon is just like one of those wacky fucking off stab sets now, and like there are going to be the meta ones, but the huge range of options just like
if anything I think it like lowers the like power gap, if anything, because it gives a lot of Pokemon that would just otherwise dead in the water just like, because keep in mind
thing now
because keep in mind hidden power was
just
a thing for how long?
You get 1 terrestrialize per battle?
Yeah, you get 1 per battle. You can't just terrestrialize your entire team. You like have to pick and choose which one you want.
And after you swap out and swap back in, it stays terrestrialized?
Yes. It works exactly like Megas.
Like Mega. Okay, I heard.
Yeah.
Are Megas in?
No.
No.
Nothing's in. It's just this. Which, God bless. Can you
true.
imagine, like, Urshifu Rapid Strike Dynamaxing with terrestrializing, using like a random Z move as a coverage type? No. Delete that.
I mean, we already kind of discussed that the meta is definitely going to be hyper offense.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of hyper offense. Auto battling will refuse to battle shinies, which is nice. You can save in front of a shiny and reset them, kind of like in Legends Arceus. If you play co-op and you find a shiny in someone else's world, you can just steal it. So, do with that info what you will.
I'm on my way to Tengu's world.
Frostbite and Drowsy will not be coming over from Legends Arceus. Instead, it's Freeze and Sleep. I don't think anyone's happy about that.
What do you mean? I like the old statuses.
I'm not even going to argue with you on that one. I have better things to do.
Super effective moves barely do damage in the early game.
Yeah, that's interesting. I have no idea what this means. The battle timer is still 20 minutes. This sucks, but whatever. Pokemon with Illusion or Transform, like Ditto, will be disguised as Pokemon in the overworld, and you won't know that you're fighting them until you actually go into battle with them. However, there are ways to snuff them out, because apparently, what is it? Certain Pokemon will react to you in specific ways in the overworld. Like, some Pokemon will be curious, some Pokemon will run away from you, some Pokemon will be aggressive. The Pokemon that are disguised as other Pokemon, Zora, Zoroark, and Ditto, won't actually copy their mentalities.
Yeah.
So if like a bunch of Swirlix are coming up to you and like saying hello and just sitting right next to you, like you know what I mean, right? And you just see one over in the corner, you just can't get its attention. It's probably a Ditto.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like it.
Yeah, Ditto or Zora. Alright. If someone connects to you via co-op, their version exclusives will start spawning in your world as well.
Yeah. That's so sick, actually.
It's so
Do we have confirmation on the story, though? Can you play story together now?
I haven't looked at that. I don't know.
That's gonna be a huge, like, factor, right? Like, that's gonna be...
Probably.
I mean, I think that's like the most fun part, right? Like,
yeah,
you're
exactly.
finally
Like, what
allowed
else
to
are we
play
gonna
with your
be
friends.
co-oping?
Yeah.
I mean, there's the raids, obviously, but that's not nearly as cool as just going into someone's
That's
world
not
and
new.
like.
Yeah, the raids aren't new, but I mean, I love
Yeah.
raids. Raids were my favorite part of Sword and Shield.
Well, but what I was saying is like, we already know that Pokemon doesn't really like Nuzlocks and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
think about the like cool like kind of soul link you can do in a game that lets you play the story together.
Right.
Or like
Yeah.
other kind of like fun Pokemon runs.
Okay. Breeding. Hatching is now really fast, and Flame Body no longer affects it. But it's just really fast, so you don't need a Flame Body mon. Talonflame is no longer required for optimal egg hatching. Put 2 compatible Pokemon in your team, start a picnic, and it will generate eggs automatically just based on whatever's in your team. And the rate of these can be boosted with sandwiches. The
That's
number of
so
eggs can
weird.
stack, and you can have around 4 eggs in 3 minutes with 1 egg power. And I believe you can stack up to 10 eggs before you go and claim them. Egg groups and genders no longer matter for egg moves. Basically, there was a weird mechanic last gen where if you had a Pokemon that didn't have an egg move but could theoretically get an egg move, and put them in the daycare with the same Pokemon that had the egg move, the Pokemon that didn't have the egg move would learn the egg move.
What?
And now you can
You
do
could
that.
just, like,
Yeah.
move tutor it in the daycare?
Yeah, more or less, is what I understand. And now you don't even need egg groups to match up, or genders. You can just have both of them hold mirror herbs.
So
Okay.
weird to me, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
you know what?
I'm gonna mess with that. Yo, powers from Gen 6 are back. Low key, maybe this is a super hot take. I love the Gen 6 powers. I thought those were awesome.
What, like O-Power?
Yeah, the O-Powers.
Yeah.
I used the XP power level 3 to, like, train my dudes to level 100. It was, like, way
I
easier
hated
than
that
any right
shit.
to be. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I like Pokegen, so I guess you can have
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I like Pokegen just as much as the next guy, but also I like... I don't know.
You know what it is?
If I can do it
don't
in-game,
like-
I want to do it in-game.
I don't like elements like that feel like outside of like what in universe is happening. You know what I mean? Like there's not like a place that I go to activate some kind of power or anything like that. It's just like me as a player have a cooldown to buff the video game. I don't like things like that interacting, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, that I understand. Let's see. Greymons can have TM and Egg moves in their movesets, and they can have their hidden abilities. You can get ability patches to give your Pokemon hidden abilities from 6-star raids, which is quite huge. List of encounters and where to find them, we can use that when we actually start playing
Were there
the game.
6 stars?
Hyper Training
in
is now level
Shield?
50 plus. God bless. This
Pretty good.
is the big one.
I don't know what that means.
The bottle cap system from previous gens where you had to be level 100 but you could use bottle caps to max out your IVs, you literally never use it because it was so hard to train up a level 1 Pokemon in game, so you just PK hex everything. Now you can actually use that shit. So if you're building like a VGC team, you don't have to actually like know how to breed perfectly. You can just hyper train them once they hit 50.
That's
and you can
good.
get bottle caps
Wow.
from the raids, if I'm correct. So it's not even like you have to go super out of your way or they're limited or anything. So I think that's an actually massive change. I think that's low-key the single best quality of life they've ever put in the game.
Yeah, if you're a breeder.
You don't even
Yeah,
have to be a
even-
breeder. The entire point of this is you don't have to be a breeder.
Yeah, this kind of like it validates the option of breeding now.
Yeah, I mean, you can breed. Like, honestly, shiny breeding is still probably going to be a big thing.
Yeah.
But also, you can actually use your... Like, if you catch your, like, Groudon in-game, and you just find out that it has a bad nature and, like, 3-0
Horrible
IVs, you can actually use it now. You don't have to gen yourself a legendary, which I think is massive. Because getting battle-ready legendaries has always been a gigantic problem in previous gens.
Can you hyper train Pokemon that you pass up from old gens?
Yeah, any Pokemon.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did they say anything about that actually? Like, you can't bring certain Pokemons from like
they have to be in. Yet? Well, home doesn't.
Yeah, they have to be in the game, right?
Yeah, they have to be in their specific decks, and the home compatibility won't actually be available until spring. So there's a lot of Pokemon that are just like not going to be able to be brought over for a while, even though they can technically be brought over.
There's going to be like a big, like, competitive patch essentially once that drops.
Yeah, more or less. All right, next I'm going to go into move changes. This one's going to be pretty quick. Wicked Blow got nerfed from 85 to 75 power, which is you're not going to notice this.
Grassy Glide, though.
Grassy Glide, though, you're going to notice. It went from 70 to 60 base power. That move got, yeah.
Good.
And the best part is, that's not even the biggest nerf Grassy Glide got. And we'll get to that later.
You want to... Glacial Lance.
All of these moves on the Legends Arceus, these are basically just getting number tuning to fit in the new games. We'll go to those
Triple arrows?
Yeah, we will get to these moves as we talk about their Pokemon, specifically. But the big one is all of these moves. Milk Drink, Recover, Rest, Roost, Shore Up, Slack Off, Soft Boiled. These are now only 5 PP instead of 10. Which means massive hit to stall, which I also agree is base.
Does that mean that, like, is it super massive? Because the max PP total, wasn't it 20?
Well, it would cap out.
Like, if you use. Yeah,
these
it caps
would cap out
20,
at 16.
Right? 16.
And the new cap is 8.
Now it caps up.
Yeah, the new cap would be 8. Yeah, okay.
Okay. So I think it's definitely favors hyper offense.
Yeah.
But literally every single time I've ever heard of someone queuing up in Pokemon Showdown and just seeing a stall team, like, no one's ever happy to run up against that unless you know your team just crushes stall.
Yeah.
Ability changes. Only a couple. Intrepid Sword and Dauntless Shield now only proc once per battle, the first time they switch in. So Zacian and Zamazenta nerfs. Because Zamazenta needed a nerf Omega Lol. Protein Libero only changes your type one time per being sent out. If you switch, it basically works on same, like, choice item. It would proc at the same time as your first move. You're basically locked into that type, which I think is a good change. Because otherwise, how many times were you playing, like, Gen 6 or Gen 7 where you're fighting a Greninja, but you have to play the stupid game of, what random move is it going to go so I can hit that coverage button? Because, like, is it going to change to an ice type to hit my fighting move? Or does it change to a water type so I have to hit my grass move? Or, you know. That was always kind of a dumb game to play, and now you don't really have to do that. Snow Warning just makes it snow instead of hail. I mean, probably a buff. And then Battle Bond, Ash Greninja doesn't exist anymore. Instead of changing into Ash Greninja, you just get an attack, special attack, and speed boost. And you only get it once.
Kinda sad.
That's basically the best they could do since they wanted to take the form out of the game. Which, I get it. Yeah, you don't want to have to keep supporting this random form. Just send it the way of not... Listen, it got a better treatment than Notch to your Pichu in Gen 4.
Yeah.
Let's see. New items.
I really like the loaded dice, I'm not gonna lie.
Booster Energy. An item to be held by Pokemon with certain abilities. This energy fills the capsule boosts the strength of the Pokemon. I will point out which abilities boosts later. Ability Shield. Prevents the holder from having its ability changed by others. Probably not going to see any use. The only thing I can think of is, like, if you know your opponent's going to be a dip... Literally, if... No, it doesn't even... it's not even like nullifies your ability. It prevents your ability from being modified.
Bro,
so what
exactly. You don't want anyone to steal your soul start.
Literally, you prankster trick this on your enemies slacking before the Espeon can skill swap it. That's like literally the only thing I can see this item doing. It's
Clear Amulet's kind of nuts though.
Clear Amulet's nice. I can see it being useful against like Intimidate Mons or things of the sort, because there's a couple good moves in this that they added that lower stats. It's definitely matchup dependent though. Like, you never put this on just as like a catch-all. It's you're scared of one specific Pokemon that's you plan on having your stats lowered against. So I'm just gonna throw this on and I won't lose stats.
I kind of wish the punching glove was only for Chansey.
Bro, low-key. Okay. So Mirror Herb. I'll get the punching glove in just a sec. Mirror Herb. We already saw this one. Whenever your opponent uses a boosting move, you also immediately use that boosting move. It's if you were Dancer or Choreo for that move. I don't know if that's a comparison people acknowledge. But punching
Dancer
glove.
Or Choreo.
So I find it weird that this doesn't...
No, that's a totally real Pokemon.
Okay, there's two things I find weird with Punching Glove. The first is it's basically Iron Fist, but the multiplier is lower. Because normally Iron Fist is 1.2, but this item is 1.1 times to punching moves. Second, it doesn't stack with Iron Fist for some reason. Like, that I don't know how necessary that felt. But also, there's definitely one major use case I see this being, and that is one of the best answers to Urshifu Rapid Strikes in the previous meta. If you just thought he was going to click Surging Strikes, is you just switch in your Rocky Helmet for Hawthorne, and they take 3 hits of both Rocky Helmet and Iron Barbs, and they'd basically just be thrown out of commission. With this item, that is no longer the case, because they used to run Protective Pads just to dodge that, but now this gives them an alternative to also boost their damage outside of, like, just having Protective Pads.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I genuinely don't know if Urshifu is going to stick around in this gen. I think both forms might be going to Ubers, but who knows?
I mean, the power level's pretty high, so probably not.
I mean, we'll see. This Hooded Cloak prevents the additional effects of moves. This is basically going to be mostly for doubles, if I had to guess.
What does that mean? Protects from freezing from Ice Beam?
Theoretically, you'll never get frozen by Ice Beam. You'll never get burned by Scald. The big one is you will never get flinched by Fake Out. That's a big one. That's why I think it's going to be big in doubles, because it just blocks Fake Out. Now the Loaded Dice. You all seem to be hyping this one up. Loaded Dice always rolls a good number, and holding one can ensure that the holder's multi-strike moves hit more times. Does not affect miscalculated multi-hits like Triple Axle or Population Bomb. Here's some stats here. Fury Swipes never hit less than 4 times in... How many uses this? This is like...
12.
Yeah, 12 plus 19. So that is like 30... Yeah, 31. Yeah.
31.
Math is hard. Yeah, 31. So yeah. Probably very good in the early game, I can assume. And there might be some Pokemon that want to run Loaded Dice. Who knows? But also we'll get to Population Bomb.
Sandwich.
Rotophone, Sandwich, like all these are just the story items. So that's basically it for items. Next, let's go to Pokemon changes, because this is where this is going to really stretch out the stream. So here...
Yo, Roost got deleted?
Alright, so Charizard lost Scorching Sands, Defog, and Roost. Nobody is using this Pokemon in doubles. If you are using this Pokemon in listen, I'm sorry all you Charizard fans, but I don't think I've ever seen a Pokemon that screams, I am a free win, I am just trying to use my favorite in-game Pokemon and know nothing about the competitive scene, louder than this Pokemon. Like, anytime I see a Charizard on, like, any team, like, most of the time, it just, like, it's just a free win.
It's like Charizard and Pikachu.
I'm sorry. And that's not really fair to Charizard, because he does have some legitimate merits, but... How, like... We've all been in there, like, even if you don't play much Showdown, you've all queued against the guy who has a team of, like, Charizard, Greninja, Pikachu, Blastoise. You know. If you know, you know.
I mean, he was used quite often in doubles for Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Dynamaxing aside, he was just very strong in the sun.
Yeah, he does do really well in the sun, but, like... That's not where you see... Like, Charizard is kind of a niche Pokemon. Like, he's a good Pokemon if you can play to his strengths, but you never really saw that past the crowd of, like, youngster Joeys. Let's see. Moving on. Wigglytuff got Nasty Plot. This mon is still
scared.
Bad. This mod is still bad. I promise you this mod is still bad.
You guys do not know about my RU Wigglytuff sticky web sweep set.
That just sounds like Slurpuff with extra steps.
Yeah.
Dugtrio, both Dugtrios got Swords Dance, which is interesting. I wonder if
I don't even know if that's the best move on them.
You could think about this though. You just trap them in with Arena Trap, even though it's definitely gonna get banned, but it's online. Like, Game Freak doesn't ban shit. You just Swords Dance in front of something's face if you're playing in a meta with Arena Trap, and you just Focus Sash and live whatever you do, and then you have +2 Earthquake, Stone Edge, Reversal.
Why does Primeape need Stealth Rocks?
Don't worry about it. Well, Primeape got them rocks on deck. Golduck got Nasty Plot and Power Gem. Power Gem's a nice coverage move, but Golduck is... That's move pool has never been Golduck's problem. I'll just leave it at that.
No way they took Teleport away from Slowbro. No way.
Bro, yeah, Slowbro lost a lot, but let's stick with the... let's stick with what we got here.
With what's on stream, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
bad. So, Hisuian Arcanine got a lot of stuff. I am so happy to use this thing next gen.
How are Hisuian forms?
They will be brought over with Pokemon Home.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these won't be there initially. But when these do drop, Rockhead, Head Smash, and Flare Blitz. Good luck.
That'll be fun.
We got E-Speed, we got Close Combat, Psychic Fangs, Morning Sun, Stealth Croc. Like, what's not to like? I mean,
Morning Sun's kind of useless, but everything else.
Yeah, Morning Sun is not that great, but I mean, it can be okay depending on the matchup. Some sets might run it even with nerfs. Slowbro lost Teleport, Scald, Toxic, and Recycle.
Slowbro dead, Crabrave.
Bro, this isn't even the worst murder. Look, the thing is, Slowbro might be okay. Might be okay.
I think he will. He still got Slack off.
Yeah. This also goes for Galarian Slowbro. Galarian Slowbro also lost all this. Muck got Drain Punch and Toxic Spikes, and Alolan Muck got Drain Punch and not Toxic Spikes. It might have already had it.
Yeah.
But I think the Mucks are probably better off in their lower tier. Like, they'll definitely take Drain Punch. Alolan Muck could, like, I don't know. I don't have a ton of experience using Muck. The ones I do, I usually run it like AV, but that hasn't been since like Gen 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say Drain Punch is gonna be really good on AV, and it's also like the steel coverage is nice to hit.
Yeah, Muck likes this move a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Gengar lost Sludge Wave, got Toxic Spikes, which is honestly interesting. I'm wondering what scenarios you can, like, force opponents out with Gengar just to set Toxic Spikes. Because he still has Sludge Bomb, which is basically the same thing. Just a little bit weaker, but, like, not a big deal. I think Toxic Spikes is a bigger buff than losing Sludge Wave.
I don't know. It seems niche.
Yeah.
It seems niche, but honestly, like, give him something. He already lost his levitate. He needs something.
And struggling, yeah.
He's on the struggle bus. Scyther, he keeps close combat. That's a good one. I believe that is from Pokemon Legends Arceus, I think.
Yeah.
But it lost dual wing beat, roost, and bug bite, which is problematic.
Well, so it only gets X Scissor?
Yeah, X Scissor.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a nerf. Not like a game ender for Scyther, because not like Scyther was like ruining the meta, but we'll get to Scizor in just a bit.
Oh, no Technician Bug Bite is sad for sure.
Yeah.
Just give them both first
Gyarados
impression.
lost Power Whip. I don't know why he had it in the first place.
Yeah, he should not have had that move.
It was so good in Legends Arceus, honestly.
The evolutions all gained Calm Mind and Trailblaze. Trailblaze being... Well, I could go over to the moves page, but for this one it's pretty easy. It's essentially just Grass-type Flame Charge.
Cool.
Vaporeon lost Toxic Scald and Weather Ball. Jolteon only lost Weather Ball, and Flareon lost Superpower and Weather Ball. I actually don't know if... Yeah, Flareon losing Superpower kind of blows. But also... I almost
it doesn't
feel
have
like...
another fighting stab.
Does it not? I guess it doesn't, yeah.
Nope.
I'm genuinely curious to see if...
Flareon user.
I mean, all I will say is Flareon is definitely using Trailblaze now. If anyone tries to use Flareon, they're going to run it with Trailblaze.
Yeah.
That base 65 speed is going to be real scary.
Oh yeah, you already know.
Oh,
Jolteon on Calm Mind is interesting. Can
you even do a bulky Jolteon?
Well, you don't need the bulk. You just have to, like... Listen, Jolteon's never had setup like this before. Maybe I had like...
Forward after my boy Weather Ball.
Yeah, Weather Ball, yeah, a lot, pretty much... I don't know if any Pokemon kept Weather Ball. Well, we'll see.
Whether users sad Weather Ball is no longer in
Did Landers keep Weather Ball?
We'll get to that. Articuno got Haze and lost Mind Reader and Defog.
Oh, no, not Mind Reader.
Not Mind Reader.
No, my Mind Reader sheer cold. No.
Now Articuno's gonna be terrible.
Truly, this is the worst change.
The end of all things.
Galarian Articuno got Tailwind.
Wait. Getting Haze is actually really good on that Pokemon.
Yeah, losing Defog sucks, though. Because you can't be Boost Defogger anymore.
Yeah.
Zapdos?
Yeah. Zapdos lost Toxic, Defog, Roar, and Weather Ball.
That's
and unironically, it's still good.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how you know Zapdos is a good Pokemon. Or when you can take away 4 of its best moves, and it's still a good Mon. Like, you saw all the offensive sets. Moves? No.
Does Zapdos have Whirlwind and Roar? Really?
Yeah, he still has Whirlwind, so you're fine.
Zapdos having Roar seems like some Gen 1 shit.
Yeah.
I have no idea why Zapdos has Roar. It definitely has Whirlwind, I'm checking.
Galarian Zapdos lost Blaze Kick, but also got Tailwind. As a rule of thumb, all 3 of the Galarian forms got Tailwind. Zapdos Galarian was the only one to lose a move, which Blaze Kick, I mean... I don't know. I don't think Blaze Kick's the worst thing in the world. Moltres losing Defog Toxic Weather Ball also kind of blows. But, eh. I don't think, like, Moltres is... I can exemplify... How do I put this? Moltres is like the textbook definition of fairly decent. There's probably never been a more fairly decent Mon across all time.
It's a chicken.
Yep, fire chicken. Dragonite,
I feel so bad for Dragonite.
Lost Defog, Wing Beat, Toxic, Roar, and Heal Bell. But it got Encore.
Oh, that Encore.
Unironically, like, Encore might not be terrible on this thing. But yeah, losing everything else sucks.
That's cap. Articuno has been trashed since that Pokemon came out.
Losing dual wing beat is so massive for Dragonite.
Articuno was decent in Gen 1. It was like borderline OU.
Yeah,
Better
but
than Moltres.
there are only 2 tiers in Gen 1.
Now there's 3 tiers in Gen 1. They have an NU.
There's one Pokemon. No, they don't. It's just OU.
No, they added an NU recently.
Oh, recently? Oh, I didn't know that.
Like in the past year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, the next two make me... The second one makes me sad.
So Mewtwo got Earth Power and Power Gem. And lost nothing. Mew
Mew got...
lost Knockoff, Defog, Toxic, Roost, Teleport, and Roar.
No, look what they did to my boy.
I'll be honest, Mew losing Teleport, Defog, and Toxic is probably the biggest things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely use Mew for Defog.
Pour one out for Mew.
Jeez.
Hisuian Typhlosion lost Flash Fire, got Frisk, got Focus Blast and Eruption.
What?
Yeah, you definitely wanted Flash Fire here.
Yeah, Flash Fire.
I'm thinking they had to nerf it because they gave it 2 good moves. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's a Fire Ghost type with Eruption and Focus Blast and Ghost move. Like, come on.
Just give it Levitate instead of Frisk.
No.
Yeah. Can't have Typhlosion being too good. Otherwise, then he's just better Charizard. We can't have that.
We need to have that, though. Where are we headed towards?
Ampharos got Dazzling Gleam.
Wow. I don't know why a Dragon type is getting a Dazzling Gleam, but okay.
Moving on.
Azumarill lost Whirlpool. I know, it's very sad.
Tragic.
Sudowoodo got Spikes
Yo,
and Trailblaze.
Sudowoodo, let's fucking go!
Jumpluff got Tailwind, Pollen Puff, and Dazzling Gleam. Low-key, I think this is a pretty big buff for doubles.
Yeah, it's a pretty good doubles mon now.
The other buff to Jumpluff is that Whimsicott is not in this gen. So this is what you have.
My boy Quagsire with the come up.
Lost Skull got all 3 entry hazards.
He's ready.
Alright, well,
watch your step,
Quagsire OU.
Quagsire, baby. We got Espeon, lost Weather Ball, got Trailblaze and Power Gem. Umbreon, Calm Mind, Trailblaze.
Umbreon's about to be annoying. Thunder Wave.
Umbreon got T-Wave?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Yo, somebody had to go, sit around a table and say, yeah, Umbreon, we're giving that thing Thunder Wave. It's time.
It has yellow on it. Now, it only makes sense.
Truly, this will be the change that will save Stall in Gen 9.
Yeah, I mean...
Now we can go crazy with the offense. Alright, Slowking lost Teleport, Scald, and Toxic. Galarian Slowking got Toxic Spikes. And while it's not shown here, they did get one new move. It is called Chilly Reception. It is... First of all, I love this move. Where is it?
I hate that Pokemon moves are named like this now.
Yeah.
The user tells a chillingly bad joke before switching places with
the
party Pokemon and waiting.
Thanks for coming out to the stream, everybody.
Snowstorm lasting 5 turns.
It's pretty good, honestly.
It is a pass that sets Snowstorm.
U-turn hail.
This is the single best hail setter in history.
It makes no sense for it to be on.
Now you can now you can do Future Sight, Chilly Reception into Hail into Slush Rush. Just Slowking. Slowking and Slowking Galar.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're shitting me.
Makes no sense whatsoever.
Makes no sense. What the fuck?
All that matters is who's right after Slowking coming up in the meta.
Slowking is objectively the funniest Pokemon in the entire game.
There he is.
He has Chilly Reception.
Legendary.
He's the only Pokemon that gets the joke-telling move. That's it. That's the only one. Certified funniest. Certified hood class.
Listen, guys.
Oh, my boy Fortress about.
How about this, Dad?
Everyone.
In exchange, we'll give your Fortress Body Press.
Oh yes.
Iron Defense Body Press Fortress incoming. Yo,
He's
Dunsparce with Hyper Drill.
the hell is Hyper Drill?
It is a base 100 power, 100 accuracy normal move that goes through Protect and Detect.
Wait, actually base?
Excuse me?
What the fuck? Is it one turn?
Yeah, it's just a one-turn move. Just
no
base
recharge?
100. No recharge, no nothing. It's just base 100 normal move.
What?
That goes to Protect.
That's
Get him, Dunsparce. That's a good move.
Fuck? That's a really
Dunsparce
good
is...
move.
Yeah,
Dunsparce
Dunsparce has
is in
been
there.
tired of... He's been tired of being in the back row. He's up front and center stage now.
Alright. Next we have Scizor. Keeps close combat, got Trailblaze and Pounce. Lost Dual Wing Beat, Roost, Bug Bite, and Knockoff.
What the heck is Pounce?
Pounce is a new move. That is okay. It's not that great. I'll level.
Oh, it's a new bug. It's a new bug physical. Interesting.
It is Lunge, but instead of lowering attack, it lowers speed, and it's only base 50.
So it's a low level thing, probably.
I mean, Technician
Like,
Scizor might occasionally run this over X-Scissor since you're only losing 5 base power, and it's a guaranteed speed drop. Maybe. We'll see.
I mean, it's usable. It's not amazing.
Yeah. Hisuian
Wait.
Sneasel went from Poison Touch Pickpocket. Who cares? We'll get to Sneasler. We'll get to this.
Who?
Don't worry about it.
I just realized Trailblazer is actually kind of nuts. It's a grass
that's what I've been saying.
physical move
It's
that
grass
boosts
physical
speed.
that boosts your speed. It's base 50 though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think there's definitely a couple of Pokemon that would put that on the moveset.
Yeah.
Blissey lost some stuff. Wish Toxic Teleport Counter. It's very sad.
God.
And in turn, Chansey also loses these moves. So
Why did Blissey lose Wish? Jeez.
because, you know, fuck Stall. You know?
Based.
Is
All right.
Toxic just like not a thing? Are we just gonna have the original
Lots
poison
of
effect
Pokemon
now?
lost Toxic. Not all of them, but most of them did.
That is crazy to me.
Tyranitar lost Superpower, High Horsepower, Toxic, and Roar. But it got
Oh,
Power
my
Gem.
God.
It's definitely
No,
using that, guys.
wow.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Is it Power
definitely.
Gem a
For
special?
sure. Yeah, that's
It
the joke.
definitely is.
Alright. Yeah, pour one out for T-Tar. Next we have Pelipper, lost Defog, Toxic, Weather Ball, and Scald.
No, not Defog.
Rip your frickin' toilet bird.
Wait, why did the next Pokemon lose Ice?
Game Freak just opened up his mouth and took a giant shit. This Mon lost its best moveset, just straight up.
No.
I think of it this
is
way,
so sad.
it still has half of Roost.
But it lost Defog.
Lost Defog, lost Toxic, lost its Water Stab, that's not Hydro Pump. Lost Scald. You have Rain Hurricane. That's about it.
At least he has Haze.
Gardevoir lost Recover and Ice Beam, but got Aura Sphere.
I'll be honest.
If I
I'd
remember,
rather have
I'm
kept
pretty
Ice
sure.
Beam.
I'm pretty sure this thing already had Focus Blast, but
Yeah, it has Focus Blast. Aura Sphere is more consistent.
This is just a nerf.
Losing Ice Beam.
Losing
is
Ice
massive.
Beam is massive. Oh, but don't
Yeah.
worry, Masquerain gets Hurricane now.
I mean, Masquerain does have Intimidate.
Intimidate Hurricane. Hold this.
Yeah.
Yo, Breloom! Breloom is real. Watch the fuck out. Close combat, gunk shot, and bulldoze. Mostly close
Jeez.
combat.
What is Headlong? What the heck is Headlong?
Headlong Rush is ground type close combat.
Oh my god, it is ground type close combat.
And it got Drain Punch too. Yo, these fighting boys, watch the fuck out. These are real Mons now. Mostly Breloom. Hariyama might also see some VGC usage, but we'll have to see.
Yo.
Depends on how
guys aren't
big of a
ready.
deal Fake Out getting nerfed is with Covert Cloak.
You guys are not ready for him.
Alright, next we got Sableye, Giga Drain, and Screens. Screens is a pretty nice buff for this thing. But right now, Sableye's biggest issue is Grimmsnarl exists, who is just kind of better. And we'll get to Grimmsnarl later, because Grimmsnarl... Bro. Grimmsnarl. Who let that happen? Okay. Metacham got Close Combat, Axe Kick, and Trailblaze.
Oh, shit!
Mostly Close Combat.
Yeah, it got Close Combat and Trailblaze, you say?
Yeah. Metacham... Dude, look out for the Hoenn fighting types. They're out here. Oh, and if you're wondering, Axe Kick is high jump kick with 10 less base power, but also it has a 30% chance to confuse on contact.
Do you still get hit if you miss?
Yes.
Yeah, if you miss, you still take damage.
You still just run Close Combat. Like, Close Combat is what you want on this thing now.
What is the...
Bro, just run Close Combat.
Dude, oh my god.
Axe Kick is a funny move for other Pokemon that get it, but like, Close Combat.
Yeah.
Swalot got
I don't know why
Sword
they did
Stance,
this to
Toxic
Swalot.
Spikes, Stuffed Cheeks, and Body Press.
I don't know what they're trying to do.
How do you get so much good shit and still just be so mediocre?
Fucking garbage, yeah. Like, still do absolutely nothing.
Stuffed Cheeks is actually hilarious. Like,
yeah.
I have talked to 3 people who have just told me they did not know what Stuffed Cheeks did.
That's me. I don't know what Stuffed Cheeks did.
That's okay. It basically, you just instantly use your berry.
Yeah.
Whatever berry you're holding, like,
Is
ignore
it an attack also?
Yeah, it's an attack. It is ignore whatever proc condition your berry is. You're eating your berry. Hungry boy. Torkoal lost got Flare Blitz, lost Weather Ball.
that's a downgrade, honestly.
You were using Heat Wave.
You were using Eruption. Yeah.
Like this, neither of these matter.
You Flare Blitz Torkoal.
You Flare Blitz Torkoal.
How much is his attack stat?
That's
like
a scorched 60? Move. Yeah, it's low. We'll look that up later. Grumpig got Nasty Plot from BDSP, Dazzling Gleam and Earth Power. Definitely a solid mon for lower tiers. Not a high tier mon. But also pretty good. Cacturne got Toxic Spikes. Who cares? Zangoose got Agility. That one might be kind of scary in lower tiers, but not gonna see use in OU or
But
doubles.
they boofed a Cacturne.
Whiscash got Spikes and Stealth Rock, lost Weather Ball. Even now, he's kind of just worse Quag.
Yeah, he is just kind of worse Quag.
He didn't even get Toxic Spikes. But you know what? I love him anyways. He's a cool guy. Bayonet got Swords Dance. It's almost never gonna... You would never let this thing set up a Swords Dance, but God forbid if it does, live the Shadow Sneak.
Bro, Tropius.
Dude, Tropius is still garbage. They gave it U-Turn, Hurricane, and Body Press, and this thing still sucks.
It's still fucking trash. Yo. Okay.
Bro, poor Tropius. You need to give this thing an evolution. Straight up.
Yeah.
The fact that this
No, it's okay, guys. It's gonna terrestrial water form.
Wow.
Terrestrialize water,
and
useless.
And then die. Exactly.
Yeah. Groudon got buffed because why not? Spikes, Willow, Rock Blast, Body Press, Crunch. Because Ubers wasn't centralized enough on Groudon, you know.
He lost Heat Crash though. That was one of his best moves in doubles.
I hate this.
Who cares?
Why would they?
Kyogre got nothing. Rayquaza got Stealth Rock, U-Turn, and Wild Charge, but lost V-Create.
This is fucking dumb.
Yeah.
That's kind of a good thing.
Ubers is fucking
scary.
Ubers is so not real.
Stupid.
Ubers is so dumb.
I was just thinking about this in the car earlier about how much I miss Pokemon X and Y Ubers. Because as soon as fucking ORAS came out, with Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre, it just dumpstered the entire tier.
Bro, there was one game where Groudon wasn't the top dog in OU, and then they're like, with Xerneas coming out, and then like, nope, let's fix that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people hated Xerneas.
I still kind of don't like Xerneas on a design level. I don't play that tier, but like that mon seems really dumb.
Yeah, Geomancy Power Herb.
Geomancy Power Herb just like kills everything. Like what?
It was literally just a win con. It was very lame to play against in some games.
And theoretically, this gen Ubers could be a lot of fun because Xerneas isn't going to be there, but Groudon just got all these buffs, so it's probably just going to be Groudon again.
Nah, dude, it's going to be Quaxley.
I mean, maybe Zacian if it gets unbanned from Ubers because of its ability nerf, but we'll see.
I doubt that.
Luxray lost superpower, got Trailblaze. Definitely a net negative.
Very net negative.
I don't know if this thing got close combat. I don't think it did.
No.
Yo, Vespa Queen with the entry hazards coming in. Floatzel got a bit of a glow up. Wave Crash and Ice Spinner. These are both new moves. Wave Crash is double edge, but water type.
Ooh.
So it's basically water type Flare Blitz on a front close to home.
That's pretty
and
sick.
Ice Spinner is a new move that is 80 base power, 100 accuracy, so it won't miss. And if there is any terrain on the field, it will destroy it. But it doesn't fail when it's not under terrain like Steel Roller does. So it's just a good ice stab. Ice physical.
Yeah,
it's a good ice stab that's also defog?
No, it's not defog. It is terrain.
It removes terrain. Yeah.
Like electric terrain.
Oh,
very
terrain.
Yeah.
Oh, terrain.
Yeah.
I forgot about that mechanic.
Yep. Next we have Gastrodon, who lost Scald and Toxic, but got Spike, Stealth Rock, and Chilling Water, which, spoiler alert, is not a great move, but is the alternative to Scald, I guess. I guess that maybe that's what they're going for.
Minus 10 attack.
Yeah. No, it goes... No. It is... What is it? It is a water move. It is guaranteed attack down, -1. But it's only 50 base power.
I mean, it may as well be Scald.
Well, I'm gonna double check this. Well, the thing about this is it doesn't do like nearly any damage. Like you're usually only using this for the attack down, at which point you just like, how much better is it than Growl at that point? Because you're not attacking
damage, so it's already better than Growl. Its special attack: the user attacks the target by showering it with water that's so cold
also
it saps the target's power.
50 base power. Yeah,
it's usable.
It's usable, but it's nowhere near what Scald was.
Yeah.
Okay. After that, we have Driftblim. Got Air Slash, lost Mystical Fire and Weather Ball. Probably for the better, because wasn't this thing relying on Hurricane like all the time?
Yes.
This thing has like Unburden or something to be fast.
Yeah, so but Mystical Fire, losing Mystical Fire kind of sucks.
Mystical Fire kind of sucks, but like, you could Terrasilize if you really wanted to. Because not like you're in love with Ghost Flying at all times as a defensive typing.
True.
Mismagius got Draining Kiss. That's cool. Honchkrow lost Superpower, but got U-Turn and Hurricane. Hurricane is kind of but like, I think U-Turn on Honchkrow is legitimately pretty strong.
They just need to give Honchkrow Gale Wings and we're good.
Bro. New Gale Wings wouldn't even do that much for it. I'm pretty sure it would rather just run Moxie.
I just don't even know what I think about any of these Pokemon. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're so... I don't want to use... Yeah, I was gonna say mid. I was gonna say mid, and I didn't want to insult these Pokemon, but it's
that's
like,
okay.
Bro,
I mean, yeah, there's
irrelevant ass fucking Pokemon. Like,
yeah, I mean, I'll try to speed through some of the less relevant ones, like Skuntank gets Toxic Spikes. Oh, here's Garchomp. Garchomp got Toxic Liquidation. Lost Toxic Roar and Scale.
He got Liquidation.
But he got Liquidation, Thunderfang, and Spikes. Like, what is this?
You
Why did
Guys,
they
he
do that?
needed water coverage. He needed
Garchomp
it.
literally said, "You can't wall me any longer."
Oh
Nah,
Man's got
no!
But for
liquidation.
real, like, losing Scale Shot does blow. Scale
Yeah,
Shot was
Scale Shot was
low-key,
fun.
like, such a sleeper good move for Garchomp.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Liquidation... I mean, if you want, you can be that guy and run Stealth Rock plus Spikes on Garchomp if you just want to be that guy.
Screw that.
Probably don't, but...
I'm running Terrestrialize Water Garchomp with Liquidation.
Yo, true. Hit him with it. Yeah, yeet.
Yo, he resists water now, too. Because the rest... I mean, no, he resists ice. Ice. Yeah, there you go. Boom. It's still going to be super effective.
No, it's because it changed into a pure water type.
Oh, yeah, so then yeah, he just resists ice. Oh my god, that's actually so good.
Unironically, what I think you do is you just make physical attackers like this, you just make them fire, so you can't burn them with Willow.
Yeah.
I don't know, I still like Liquidation having
Liquidation is
stat bonus.
Like, we're gonna have to see a lot, but if I had to make one prediction, you see a lot is that you'll probably see a lot of fire-type terrestrializations on physical attackers, just to dodge burn. But we'll see.
But the thing is, being a fire type fucking sucks. Is the other thing, right?
Yeah, like you don't want to get hit, but like on Pokemon that already like don't want to get hit at all in the first place, like you might as well.
I mean, if you think about it, technically, for Garchomp, well, actually, I think terrestrializing into water is fine because like most of the physical attackers were worried about Scald.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Willow,
that is actually like a huge like relief for a lot of physical attackers that are just getting rando burned by like Scalds, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Next, AKA everyone I played against.
Another pretty good one. Lucario. It got to keep Mach Punch, so it doesn't have to rely on Vacuum Wave for priority.
God bless. Vacuum Waves suck.
Yeah, and Hippo lost Toxic. I think that one's kind of like mentionable. Because, I mean, keep in mind, you still get Slack Off and you still get Rocks. Like, Slack Off is still nerfed, but I mean... Honestly, the fact that this thing... Yeah, it definitely needed Toxic, but the fact that it only lost Toxic is kind of astounding to me, considering what everyone else lost.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still a big hit. Toxic got Close Combat, cool for consistency. Weavile got Ice Spinner, but lost Knockoff and Triple Axle, like its two best moves.
Those were literally its two best moves.
Yeah, that blows. Weavile, I don't think this guts him, but he feels this.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Weavile got exactly one gen to be good, and then they're like, nope, too much. Ice Spinner's probably an okay substitute for,
yeah.
Because, I mean, you still have, what's it called? You still have Icicle Crash and stuff. I don't know what you're using as, like, Dark
Do
Snap.
a lot of people lose
I guess
knockoff?
You're using,
just
lots of Pokemon losing knockoff, including Weavile. I guess you unironically run Throat Chop then, right?
Throat Chop, Night Slash,
yeah,
or
Chop,
Sucker
Night
Punch.
Slash. Nah, you probably...
That's awkward. I don't even think it gets Sucker Punch.
I don't know if it does. I mean, even if it does, I don't think... If you
Can
want priority, Ice Charge is better.
Does it have Crunch?
I don't think it has Crunch, no. I think you just run Throat Chop.
Let's check real quick.
In the meantime, Magnezone lost Toxic and Teleport. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know Magnezone got Teleport.
Yeah.
Like, and literally, the entire point of Magnezone is to trap in Steel types when are you clicking Toxic. Magnezone basically went neutral. Leafeon getting Trailblaze is kind of cool. Losing Solar Blade, who cares? Glaceon getting Calm Mind's kind of cool. Who cares? Oh, Gallade got Sharpness, which is an ability that powers up all the Blade moves we talked about earlier. It also got Agility and Sacred Sword. So this is a big glow up.
Whoa! Huge glow up for Gallade. Yeah. We love that.
So yeah, I guess we're technically counting this boy as a Hoenn fighting type because they're all getting glow ups.
We've all can I guess
fighting
use,
types, Pog W.
Foul play. There you go. It's like the only move it can use.
Frostlass lost Weather Ball. I mean, honestly, one thing I do want to say about Frostlass is the new Hail changes, paired with its ability, make this Pokemon sound really annoying. Because it gets a +1 defense and +1 evasion, and you just get this thing Bright Powder, and then it just does whatever it wants. Rotom losing Toxic and Defog is kind of massive. Mostly for Rotom Wash, and maybe a little bit Rotom Mow. Rotom Heat's pretty much unaffected by this, because no one's running either of those two moves on Rotom Heat. But specifically, Rotom Wash is hit pretty hard by this.
Mystical Power.
The Lake things have Mystical Power, which is basically base 80 power, 5 uses, or 5 PP Psychic move, that is a guaranteed plus special attack. So it's basically like better Charge Beam for Psychic types.
Pretty good for Azelf.
It's good for Azelf and Mesprit in lower tiers, but mostly Azelf. Dialga and Palkia got Trick, and Dialga got Focus Blast, because, you know, that's what they needed. That's so goddamn funny to me. It's like, you know what Palkia needs? Trick. Get him. Yeah, that's right. Hold this scarf, idiot.
They totally just want to give up their orbs.
Yeah. Like, hey, you're holding my orb. Give me that.
How do I get that job? The guy at Game Freak that determines what Ubers get random psychic utility moves.
Palkia, he's just a dick. True. Heatran lost Roar, Toxic, and Eruption, got Power Gem.
Oh,
losing
my
Toxic
God.
and Eruption is, honestly, all three of these moves. Heatran, this sucks.
I think that kills Heatran, honestly.
It does
Eruption
pretty close.
and Toxic were like its two most commonly used moves next to Magma Storm.
Like Toxic, yeah, like Toxic is just massive for losing. Cresselia actually just straight up got base stat nerfs. I think that's so funny.
What is Lunar?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Lost 10 defense and 10 special defense.
Oh, let's go! That is extremely high.
And Lunar Blessing is a new move that, let me find this.
Oh, it's literally just aromatherapy, but a healing move. That is kind of cracked.
Oh, you know what this is? I'm gonna make this sound a lot less good. You know, this is literally jungle healing.
I'm pretty sure it's just aromatherapy and a healing move.
No, it is Pokemon currently in the battle. It's for you and your partner on the field in doubles.
Oh, it's okay. I've misread, I guess.
Yeah, for itself and its ally Pokemon in battle.
Yeah.
So
not,
it's
not
only
amazing.
it's only Heal Bell for who's active right now.
I mean,
yeah.
I guess with the Moonlight changes, I guess you can run this over. I guess because Moonlight always kind of sucked. If they threw up a weather, then like you might as well run this and cure yourself of like Toxic or something.
Oh my God, who runs Ubers? I need to know.
Bro, I don't know. Bro, hey, look, it's Arceus. What's up, Chief? What's up, Chief?
Who runs Uber?
Healing Wish, Taunt, Imprison, Bulk Up, Dragon Dance, Power Gem, Gunk Shot, Flare Blitz, Hydro Pump, Heavy Slam, Foul Play, Stored Power, X, Hurricane, Body Press.
Okay.
Oh, but careful, guys, it lost Whirlpool.
Who the fuck runs Ubers, dude? I need to know.
This is actually like such good.
He lost
like...
Whirlpool, guys. It's okay.
Yeah, he got Dragon Dance of all fucking things. Jesus Christ.
The Whirlpool just alone in the middle of that giant box is like peak comedy, right?
So
I mean,
funny.
that is like...
Dude, careful, guys! It lost Whirlpool.
Arceus is about to be insane now. I got like so many high damage moves for no reason. You know what? He needs it. It's God, right? Definitely
needs it.
Samurott got Drill Run. Who cares? Hisui and Samurott also got Sharpness, got Knockoff, Sucker Punch, Sacred Sword, Mega Horn, and Drill Run.
Okay, this is actually a good mon now.
Yeah. Samurott Hisui might actually see some play. Might just be a UU mon, but I don't know. I'm feeling it. I'm definitely feeling it. Hisui and Lilligant got Defog and Ice Spinner. I want to sit on this because I do think Hisui and Lilligant is a good Pokemon. especially since a move it got transferred over from Legends Arceus, Victory Dance, is literally just physical quiver dance. Plus attack, plus defense, plus speed. And it is grass fighting, and it's like, oh, what switches into that? Oh, I'm just gonna hit it with a flying move, and then you just get tagged with Ice Spinner for trying.
Yep.
You idiot.
It's not
Imagine
fun.
trying to play matchups. Basculin got Wave Crash. Now, I want to ask you a quick question. If you do not have a water immunity, what is your switch in to adaptability, water terrestrialization, Wave Crash?
I don't think you bring in anything.
Pending.
That gets banned to
I'm looking for
Ubers,
one.
right?
Still
Something just something faster than Basculin. You just let something die.
But like if you have,
revenge kill
you
it.
literally like the problem is you have to sack something, and you want to know the worst part? This is the first form. This thing got an evolution that we'll get to shortly. That's gonna hit even harder.
I guess you switch in like a bulky grass type, like what, Tangrowth?
I'm genuine.
Yeah,
I mean, like the Tangrowth.
But you're gonna get adaptability,
the thing
terrestrial, ice.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage.
But like keep in mind, where is Tangrowth? I haven't seen him in this game. It might be because he's not here. He's not even here.
No, he's not. They didn't take out my boy.
Tangrowth is gone. We already passed him. We would have seen him.
Yeah, we would have seen him.
I mean, in that case, like, if we're talking about like things just in this gen, the only switch in you probably have is just Palisand. And that's a water immunity technically.
Yeah, and also don't use Palisand on your team, kids. That's not a real mod.
Friends don't let friends use Palisand.
True. All right,
you're right. Just run.
Yo,
just give
Basculin,
up
Blue
something.
Stripe. Yo, this thing got Wave Crash. Yo, imagine what's your switch. Okay, we're moving on. Crocodile lost high horsepower knockoff and Darkest Lariat, but it got gunk shot.
Rip. Rip Crocodile.
Yeah, rip. Big rip. Big rip. Zoroark got Crunch, who cares? Sui and Zoroark on the other hand. Body Slam, Hyper Voice, Focus Blast, Trick, Nasty Plot.
That's a good mon now.
Good mon. Definitely some shenanigans to be had here. Sawsbuck, who, like, cool moves, no one cares about Sawsbuck. Alabamola lost Scald, who cares? Electros lost knockoff, got close combat, liquidation, stomping tantrum. Good lower tier Pokemon, good buffs. Losing knockoff is probably not the biggest thing in the world. Haxorus got Iron Head, that's kind of cool.
Yo,
Hits fairies.
That's my boy Haxorus.
Cool.
Right
Dragon
there,
Dance Iron Head.
Hax.
Probably good Mon. Beartic got close combat and EQ. Paired with the hail changes.
Oh.
Unfortunately, there's a new better hail sweeper.
Yeah.
That we'll get to. It's one of the new Pokemon. But, yeah. Just one gen too late. Bisharp lost knockoff. Still probably got buffed in this generation. Because it's not even a new move. It's just something I'll have to get to later. Hisuian Braviary went from Defiant to Tinted Lens. God, you
That's a good mon now. That is a good mon now.
Yeah, you can just click your favorite button and not care.
That is a click button mon now.
They actually gave Tinted Lens to a Pokemon that wasn't like Venomoth.
Yo, Venomoth?
Speaking of which, shoutouts to Venomoth for making it back into a regional dex for the first time since literally Johto.
True.
Hydreigon got Stealth Rock for some reason, and then lost Defog and Roost and sold Volcarona.
Why did they give it Stealth Rock?
Guys, he needs it. Time to set hazards with my hazard setter, Hydreigon. Wowee.
Jesus Christ.
Here comes the Tornadus Gravestone.
Yo,
Plus Defog, Knockoff, Toxic,
genies.
Superpower, and Weather Ball.
Bro, rip the genies.
Thunderous lost Defog, Superpower, and Weather Ball. And Lando lost Defog, Weather Ball.
Jesus!
Oh, it's okay because it got Nasty Plot and Taunt.
They took away Explosion?
Yeah, no Explosion. You lost Defog, Knockoff, Toxic, Rock Polish, Explosion, Superpower, and Weather Ball. Y'all, the worst part?
No.
The normal form of Lando is still going to be Ubers, because it got Nasty Plot, and then it has Sludge Wave, and it just hits everything. Like, it's not unironically a buff for normal Lando. But
Why
Lando,
did they take...
Lando T, probably, I mean, Lando T's still probably gonna be meta.
Bro, why'd they take Weather Ball away from my boy? They took Weather Ball away from my boy Lander.
Weather Ball just might not even be in the game anymore, I'm gonna be honest. So many Pokemon are losing Weather Ball. Yo, Chestnut! Yo, I love this mod. Chestnut's back and he's got Body Press, Close Combat, and Super Fang, but no one cares. Body Press.
Super Fang!
I think this mod is sick. Delphox is a setup move. Go nuts, furries. Greninja got Liquidation, Switcheroo, and Swords Dance, so it can be physical if it wants to now. But also Protein got nerfed. Probably fine. Ash Greninja basically isn't in this game. Just ignore that. Talonflame lost Knockoff and Toxic, because why not? Dragalge lost Flip Turn and Sludge Wave. Feels bad. Dropping down another tier, baby. Sylveon got Trailblaze, lost Mystical Fire and Weather Ball.
Dragalge did not need that.
Yeah. Dedenne got Draining Kiss. Carbink got Spikes. Hisuian Sliggoo got Flash Cannon. Goodra lost Weather Ball. Hisuian Goodra got Shell Armor with Flash Cannon Body Press.
Yo,
probably a good mon. Honestly, I haven't looked at this mon at all. And I don't know why. It's one of those mons where I look at and I fall asleep looking through its shit. Yeah, it's probably good or something, but eh. Avila got Icicle Crash. This thing got Sui and Avila got Icicle Crash, Stealth Rock, and Rapid Spin. I don't know why this thing didn't have Icicle Crash before.
I know, right? It's literally an Avalanche Pokemon.
Diancie got Spikes. Volcanion lost Toxic and Roar, but it's okay because I got to keep Scald. Hisuian Decidueye went from Long Reach to Scrappy, which is actually kind of massive for it. Trailblaze, Close Combat, Defog, Sucker Punch, Shadow Sneak, Roost, and Knockoff. And one more move I want to point out that is kind of nuts. Its signature move from the previous game, Triple Arrows. Kicks, then fires 3 arrows. This move has a heightened chance of landing a critical hit and may also lower the target's defense or make it flinch. So, 50% chance for lower defense, so it's like Rock Smash chances, and 30% chance to flinch on a base 90 power fighting move with a +1 crit rate.
Pretty good.
Wow.
I do.
I don't think it's gonna be like a top. I don't think it's gonna be like an OU Pokemon, but I mean,
I think it's gonna.
You don't want to get it.
Scrappy doesn't let it get intimidated.
Not a Pokemon want to get hit by that. That's just a good move to throw out.
Scrappy does ignore intimidation.
Yep, Scrappy does ignore intimidate also. Oricorio got Quiver Dance. Cool, low tier Pokemon. Toxapex lost Scald and Knockoff. The king is dead.
The king is indeed
literally, you could have just ran a set with just Scald and Knockoff and still been fine.
Yeah, you.
Toxapex got gutted, I think. Mudsdale got Stone Edge. Who cares? I mean, actually, no. I'm gonna just say give a thumbs up to Sok because I know she likes this Pokemon, but she's not watching because she doesn't want to get spoiled. Lurantis lost Superpower and Weather Ball. What else was this Pokemon doing besides clicking Superpower? This Pokemon wasn't even good and it got gutted. Why? Okay, Salazzle got Toxic Spikes. And actually, I have a question about this.
Okay.
If a Pokemon with Corrosion sets Toxic Spikes, and the Steel or Poison type switches in, does it poison?
I would assume so, yes.
Right? I have no idea.
As long as it's on the field.
It might not work like that, but who knows? I'd be interested to test the exact mechanics of that, if there's anything there.
Nah, that's too big brain for people who work in, the Pokemon company.
Sereno lost Triple Axle and Knockoff. Your plant waifu got nerfed. I know it's very
Triple
sad.
Axle. Pretty sad. I mean, Knockoff's probably the only thing.
Yo, Palisand was already bad, and they took away Scorching Sands.
No.
Game Freak is your friends, because friends don't let friends use Palisand.
Komala lost its best move.
Komala lost Last Resort, who cares? Bruxish got Wave Crash, who cares? Magirna got
Walking into a party with a t-shirt that says, under no circumstances, no matter what I say, let me use Palisand.
Breaking news! Rillaboom has been found dead in Miami. Lost Superpower, High Horsepower, and Grassy Glide.
Grassy Glide's the biggest hit here.
But also losing both your good coverage moves besides, like, knockoff. Like, what
Yeah, I do
want
to point out, he still does have knockoff.
Yeah, he got to keep knockoff, but he lost everything for it.
Like,
literally, this mon is going from, like... This going from OU to at least RU. This thing is done.
I'm interested to know.
Meanwhile,
why
Cinderace
they
gets
got
Swords
rid
Dance.
Yeah, I'm interested to know why they got rid of Grassy Glide there, though.
Yeah.
Kind of a weird thing to get rid of.
Dreadnought got Shell Smash, lost High Horsepower, Superpower, and Mega Horn. Might still be low-key, actually still the best Rock Shell Smash, the fastest Rock Shell Smasher.
I'm so confused about the next Pokemon. This doesn't even make sense to me.
Colossal Lost Scald. I know,
I don't
it's
know.
very sad. The Rock Fire type lost his water coverage. That's so sad.
I don't understand why
he can no longer beat other rock types. Except he probably gets, like, a ground move, so who cares? Sandaconda got Thunderfang, who cares? Barrascuda lost Flip Turn. That one's actually pretty
big. Why, though?
This thing can't pivot anymore. Like, if you want to switch this thing out, you have to commit to it. I don't know if it gets U-turn. It might get U-turn. I don't know.
Bro, Flip Turn? That's fucking wild.
Toxtricity got Toxic Spikes. Cool, you're not going to set up with Toxtricity. Hatterene lost Expanding Force. That's mostly for doubles. Grimmsnarl get Parting Shot. Why? Why did he need this? I mean, I'm going to use it. I'm going to be one of the first people to abuse this. But also, like, why? Also, this is not a singles mon. It's a doubles mon.
I'm definitely going to be running Grimmsnarl.
This is definitely one of the single best doubles mons.
Hands down, just a beast of a Pokemon now.
Frostmoth lost Weather Ball. Indeedee lost Expanding Force and Mystical Fire. Kind of big for doubles. Same with female. Zacian lost essentially 20 base attack. And lost Assurance, got Poison Jab and Trailblaze.
Tengu, can we talk about how Snom isn't on this list, but Frostmoth is?
Somehow. That's very sad. They finally gave Zamazenta Body Press. You heard it here first. He finally has
a good move. It finally has a move.
He will no longer be randomly suspected for OU tests.
He still uses Howl, though.
Yep, he still uses Howl. But you know what? One miracle at a time.
Wait, does he have Iron Defense?
And they nerf its stats, and they nerf its ability.
Does Zamazenta have Iron Defense?
I don't think it does.
I need to know.
Let's see. Eternatus. Meanwhile, gets Outrage, Gunk Shot, Fire Blast, Sunny Day, and Fire Spin.
Why?
Yeah, this is funny. And then Urshifu's got Swords Dance. I think they're both going to Ubers. Just straight up.
Zamazenta does get Iron Defense.
Oh, cool. It can actually, like, exist then. Good mon.
Yeah. Good mon.
But yeah, Urshifu, I think Urshifu Dark is already in Ubers. I'm pretty sure it'll stay Ubers, and I'm pretty sure Urshifu Rapid Strike might either join it or be the best single mon in OU.
Yeah,
I think that this should be something Smoggin looks at banning.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see how everything plays out, but I definitely think this is probably the single strongest mon in the entire gen.
Yo, Monkey.
And Monkey got Trailblaze and Swords Dance. Swords Dance is pretty big for it. Lost Dark or Darkest Lariat, who cares?
I mean, wasn't that his best stab dark move, I'm pretty sure?
Probably. I'm sure he has something else, though.
Yo, Regieleki lost his best move!
So, oh no, Rising Voltage, it's very sad. You got Charge Beam and Terra Blast. Low-key, I think Regieleki might be the single best user of Terra typing offensively. Because, like, you just make it an Ice type, and then you have Bolt Beam coverage, and you put him in the Hail so he gets added defense.
But he lost Rising Voltage. It's his best move.
Retsu Draco, meanwhile, got Earth Power and Earthquake. So basically got Earth Power. Yeah.
He needed it.
Glacier lost High Horsepower. He is no longer a horse. Meanwhile, Spectre got Psychic and Draining Kiss. I don't understand these buffs.
That doesn't make sense at all. But I guess that's pretty good, yeah.
Yep. Cleavor lost 5 attack, got 5 special defense for some reason. Has sharpness, has stealth rock, U-turn, night slash, and psycho cut. Except you will literally almost never run stealth rock because its signature move is where is it? Stone Axe.
Yeah.
Base 65 power, 90 accuracy rock move that +1 crit rate. Oh wait, no, it's not a crit rate. It just says that for some reason. And when you hit this move, it sets rocks on them.
Yeah,
and this move gets
better stealth rock.
And it's a cutting move, so it'll get boosted by its ability.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Ursaluna is gonna be.
Not saying it's gonna be a great mon, but I think it's. I mean, it's good. It's okay. Ursaluna. Hey guys, what's up? I got Earthquake, Facade, Close Combat, Taunt, Gunk Shot, Flare Up, Belly Drum, Bulk Up, Drain Punch, Trailblaze, Swords Dance, Crunch.
Ursaluna about to be the best like sweeper under Trip Groom now.
This thing is gonna hurt. You don't want to get hit by this thing. I don't know if it's gonna be tier. I don't know if it's gonna be OU, but definitely UU. This is gonna hurt. Oh, hey, look, it's Bascule Legion. Rattle turned into Swift Swim. Last Regrets is the most fucked move from the new generation. Last Regrets is a base 50 power physical ghost move that for every teammate on your team that has died so far, it gets another 50 base power. So if one Pokemon on your team is dead, it is a 100 base power ghost move. If 2 Pokemon on your team is dead, it is a 150 base power ghost move. If you are the last Pokemon standing on your team, it is a 300 base power ghost move.
Bro, adaptability last regret is going to like Terrestrialize adaptability last regret. You are dead. Like, I don't think
if you do not have an immunity, you die.
If you're not normal, you are dead.
Yeah, literally. Like
that is quite scary.
Okay. Sneasler. This mon's also fucked. Unburden, Rock Slide, Fire Punch, Gunk Shot, Toxic Spikes, Taunt, Swords Dance, U-Turn, Switcheroo, Acrobatics, Fake Out. And this thing also got a new move called Dire Claw, which is mean. It is a base 80 power physical poison move that has a 50% chance to either poison, paralyze, or sleep.
That's funny. That is pretty funny.
Also, I'm pretty sure you get U-Turn, right? You have U-Turn and you have Poison Touch as one of your abilities. So even if something tries to switch into you that's not a Steel type, and you just click U-Turn, you can just poison them for even trying it.
Yo, is that my boy?
Just for free while you pivot. Next we have Overquill. I don't know. I mean, it's Crunch, Gunk Shot, Aqua Jet, Liquidation, Waterfall, Swords Dance, Taunt, Spikes, Toxic Spikes. It's cool, I guess. I don't know. I think the problem is it came out at the same time as Sneasler, and Sneasler just looks way cooler.
What are you talking about? Overquill is literally a bomb. No matter how you look at it, he looks like one of those old Mai.
And then Genie 4 that no one likes. Whatever, who cares? Time of day.
Saber Power, Focus Blast. Cool.
Alright, so as a proof of concept, I have made this on my own time. Just kind of like a chart of how I think older Pokemon are going to fare. These are Ubers. These are OU Pokemon that I think actually got buffed overall that might sneak into Ubers. We'll see.
Yeah, you're probably going to need to move Rapid Strike.
Yeah. I mean, this is just predictions. I'm not going to, like, actually... This isn't supposed to be accurate. This is just what I think. OU is... Yeah, these are all the Pokemon from OU last gen that did not get changed. That's all of them.
Yo, Howlucha?
And that's not even, like... These are just the ones who didn't get touched majorly. These got
you are
buffs
getting
and
Scarlet,
nerfs.
right?
Yeah, I'm getting Scarlet.
Okay.
Here's all the OU Pokemon that got nerfed the last gen, and here's all the OU Pokemon that got gutted from last gen. Just so we can kind of get an idea of what the meta is going to potentially look like.
My boy's slow, bro.
Here's
He's down so
Pokemon that weren't OU, but might actually see some usage due to a limited format and other Pokemon getting nerfed. So we got some cool stuff over here. Like Mimikyu's over here. We got Haxorus. Got stuff. Here's some other noteworthy Pokemon that got nerfed. Just overall. And I mean, if you're watching this in the VOD, you can just like pause and kind of like look around. I'm not going to explain all of these because we'd just be here all the time. We'd be here literally the entire time. We got a lot to get through still. Pokemon that got pretty noteworthy buffs, in my opinion, are these guys. Like, the fighting types stay winning. Here's Pokemon that also got good buffs, but probably won't see OU or VGC usage for the most part. I mean, maybe I could be wrong on a couple of these. Like, maybe Articuno with Tailwind maybe does something, but eh. And then here's Pokemon that, like, may see some short-term use due to limited format. Like, these are Pokemon that are, like, always kind of good, depending on what you're fighting. You can make them work. And then here's the rest of the Pokemon that are just, like, not relevant. For the most part. When we're talking, like, OU/doubles OU type thing. Okay. Now, with all of that out of the way, like, nearly 2 hours in the stream, we can finally start talking about the new Pokemon. In the theory crafting page. Now, we can go through the Hisuian Pokemon if you want, or we can just go right to the new Pokemon. It's your guys' call.
Well, which Hisuian forms are in?
All of them.
All of them?
Yes.
But only through Pokemon Home?
Yes.
Okay.
So these won't be available at the start. So we can skip over these if you guys want, or we can just go, or we can talk about them. Because I do think they're pretty cool.
I'm down to go through them.
Okay. In that case, I already kind of said my piece about Hisuian Arcanine. It's Rockhead with Flare Blitz and Head Smash. These are pretty good stats. You got E-Speed. Howl, unfortunately, is your setup move. You don't get Swords Dance. But, I mean, even still, you get stuff like Willow. You get Close Combat. Thunder Fang. Yo, thank you. Very cool. We got the Thunder Fang on deck. Flame Charge. We can set rocks.
Right?
You can band it, or you can, like, bluff a band with, like, an extra belt or something and get, like, Shiki Hazards up. But, yeah, definitely you play this mono offensively. You're not going to play... Like, you either play with this thing like Band, or like Gen 4 Mamo Rocks set. Where it's like Rocks plus 3 attacks.
Just don't play it like a Macargo.
Yeah, you play it like a Fast Mom. Hisuian Electrode gets a move called Chloroplast. It is Electric Grass, and it's Electrode. I don't know what you expected. Chloroplast is... Where is it?
Oh, you skipped it. What's up?
I'm really bad at finding these. Here it is. It is basically Steel Beam for grass types. You lose half your health, half your max HP, but it's a base 150 power special grass move.
So it's bad?
I mean, on Electrode, you're not really going to take many hits anyways. You might click it. I mean, that one Ultra Boost uses Mind Blown, so I mean, you might use this.
Blacephalon, you mean?
Let's see.
No, for Hisuian Electrode. Yeah, Blacephalon. And then you still get, like, you get Thunderbolt, you get Giga Drain. So you can, like, potentially heal off the Chloroplast damage. Leaf Storm if you don't want to commit to Chloroplast. Volt Switch is pretty good. I don't think this is, like, OU, but I think it's okay. Maybe, like, UU. It's really fast. May see some niche use if there's, like, a good water type. Honestly, with Terrestrialization, this level of speed is pretty good. Taunt's really good. Like, you definitely use this over regular Electrode, I'll say that. Hisuian, Typhlosion, Fire Ghost. Infernal Parade. Where is Infernal Parade? Attacks with a myriad of fireballs may also leave the target with a burn. Ghost special 60 base power. It's also Hex. So, it's Hex with a 30% chance to burn, basically. Oh, not this one. There we go. It gets some good moves, I mean, but it's a special attacker, so basically Infernal Parade, Eruption is the big one, so you can still Scarf Eruption on this Fire Ghost type. What's your best? You get Shadow Ball? Am I blind? I don't see Shadow Ball here.
It does have Shadow Ball. It's not on there, but it does have it.
Interesting. I'll say, because that'd be really sad if you don't have Shadow Ball.
No, it had it in Legends Arceus, so I could only imagine it has it here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't feel like looking through all the data to find it, so I'm just gonna take your word for it. Let's see. Samurai Sui, Sharpness, Ceaseless Edge is... It's literally Scyther's move, but instead of Rock, it's Dark. Instead of setting rocks, it spikes. So it's a bit more spammable.
More spikes.
Yeah. Decent mon. Sacred Sword. Yeah. Oh, Sacred Sword's on here twice somehow. Night Slash, knockoff. Razor Shell. Yeah, this ability was basically made for Hisui and Samurott. Again, I don't know if we'll see OU usage, but I think it's... I'm gonna guess it's UU. Maybe. Hisui and Lilligant. Grass Fighting, Chlorophyll, Hustle, Leaf Guard. Unfortunately, you're probably running this thing on Hustle unless you're a Sun team.
Yeah.
Which I'm not a huge fan of, but... I mean, Victory Dance, it's hard to argue with Victory Dance. It's Quiver Dance for fighting, for physical. Swords Dance. You get Trailblaze for if you just want to hit things and set up speed, I guess. Acrobatics. Ice Spinner is basically the big coverage move. You're literally just going to run Victory Dance, Fighting Move, Grass Move, Ice Spinner. Like, that's the set. I don't see you running anything else. And you're probably going to run like a Wide Lens or something.
Yo, actually, now that I'm looking at this list, kind of interesting. Okay.
Hisui and Zoroark gets Illusion still. Good stats. Lots of stupid bullshit. Yeah, I mean, it's Zoroark. It's basically Zoroark as a normal Ghost type, which is definitely an improvement. Normal Ghost has 3 immunities, so it's definitely easier to, like, trick somebody. You don't have to specifically bait, like, a Psychic move into a Dark type. You can bait either a Fighting Normal or Ghost move into something.
It's only weak to Ghost and Dark, isn't it?
Yeah, it's only weak to Ghost Dark, I believe. No, it's actually not even weak to Ghost. It's only weak to Dark because it's immune to Ghosts. Because normal.
Oh yeah, because it's normal. Yeah,
yeah, it's only weak to Dark. Yeah, that's good typing.
That is a very good mon.
Yeah, you got a lot of sauce.
Hello,
so
cat.
I hear Clancy in the background, so I know Dad is there. What are you up to, Dad? On your neck of the woods.
Don't you worry about what I got going on over here.
You playing Fire Emblem again?
No, I'm actually not.
What are you playing on your emulator?
I'm not. Oh shit, I do have Fire Emblem open, but I'm not playing it.
Damn, that's crazy. Alright, next question.
I forgot I had it open.
Moving on. Likely excuse.
I was on my phone.
So I guess the question with Hisui and Braviary is, do you run Tinted Lens or Sheer Force? Because
Tinted
you get
Lens all the way.
Because I mean, you get Hurricane, which gets boosted by Sheer Force. I think both. That's a hard pick. Because you get shit like Shadow Ball gets boosted by Sheer Force. You get Psychic boosted by it. Hurricane boosted by it. You can U-turn out. I mean, Air Slash, if you don't want to miss, will still get boosted by it. Zen
I mean, my thing is, do you really want that boost, or do you want damage regardless of advantage or disadvantage? That's what I think.
I genuinely don't know. Honestly, I think both are usable. Like, I definitely don't think
Lens has
I definitely
more,
don't think it's gonna be
advantage.
like super. I definitely don't think it's gonna be one is definitely better than the other. I think both have their use cases.
See, my thing is, like, with Tinted Lens, you can't really switch anything into it safely.
I suppose so.
It
but
has
Sheer
a
Force
very,
gives
like,
you that added oomph.
Yeah, but like, does it really need it?
112 is like good, but I mean, there's stuff that can tank that.
Like choice specs, Braviary.
I mean, what do you switch into like a +1 Reuniclus? It's basically the same thing.
I
mean, we'll see.
You could resist Psychic Stab from Reuniclus. You can't resist Braviary hitting you in the face with like.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
With like let's say like a Brave Bird. Close combat.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd want to switch any. Just sack something to Braviary, I guess. I don't know. It seems pretty decent either way.
Zooey and Goodra has a shit ton of stat. I don't think any of its abilities are like amazing. I mean, Gooey's kind of cool. I think if you're gonna run any of these abilities, either Shell Armor or Gooey.
Shell Armor, when it breaks, gives you speed, right?
No, Shell Armor just prevents you from getting crit.
Oh, then hell yeah, you just go Shell Armor and Body Press. It has Body Press now, so you just Iron Defense Body Press.
Does that body? Oh, it does have Body Press. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the list of changes. It's definitely a good mon. 600 base stat total. It doesn't matter how slow it is either. Yeah. You can't get crit. So.
I don't see Iron Defense here.
Pretty sure it has Iron Defense.
I feel like it does. I definitely feel like it does. If this thing does get Iron Defense, then this thing's probably gonna be really good.
Here, I'll tell you in a second.
Dragon Steel is just really good typing. This thing's definitely gonna be, like, worst case, it's gonna be a really good UU mon. But I definitely think, with everything else getting nerfed, I think this has merit for OU. Because Dragon Steel's really hard typing to actually hit.
Yeah.
What are you weak to? You're literally like just weak to ground and fighting, right?
Yeah, only.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so it does not get Iron Defense, so do not have to worry about that.
Probably not the Body Press set then.
Does get Iron Tail, Iron Head, and other moves as well. Steel Beam, Draco Meteor, Ice Beam. Wait, what the heck?
What's Shelter?
Shelter? I'll tell you in a second.
That's a song by Porter Robinson.
The user makes its skin hard as an iron shielding, raising its defensive stat. Incoming moves also become more likely to miss. Ooh. So I guess Body Press is on the table. It raises its defensive stat and increases the chance of moves missing. It's +1 evasion, +1 defense.
Give me a sec. Oh. Let me see if it has any changes here. Oh yeah, no. Shelter works exactly like Iron Defense in this game. So yeah, it is just Iron Defense. It has Iron Defense.
Oh, they got rid of the evasion. It was +1 evasion, +1 defense in the other game.
Bro, that's a blessing in disguise. That means he can actually use the move. So yeah, Shelter, Body Press is probably like a thing you can do. Although the lack of reliable recovery kind of blows. You probably have to run like Protect.
It does have Rest.
You don't want to run Rest on this thing.
You can run Rest, Sleep Talk. Rest, Sleep Talk,
also,
Body Press,
there's just better mons that run this. Like, just run Corviknight.
I don't know, this mon 600 stat total.
Like, it's a good Pokemon, but I think you literally just run like... You could probably run like Specs.
But do you know what the difference?
Honestly, if you want to be a shitlord, you could probably just run AV. Run AV.
The difference between this Pokemon and Corviknight is this Pokemon can't get crit.
That's true. Yeah, I guess with Shell Armor, that could make this thing pretty good. On that set, you definitely run Shell Armor over Gooey.
Yeah.
Sui and Avalugg. Bro, this thing's gonna be bad. I don't. You can't do anything with this. Like, you can stop a reading right here on this 38.
That's sturdy, though.
It doesn't matter. Ice Rock. I love Rock, and Rock is awful.
But
and
you
like it
could
doesn't
run
even
him
get
in
any moves.
Sandstorm.
It gets Mountain Gale. You know what Mountain Gale is? It's like literally, it's basically a reskin of Icicle Crash. It's like, I think it's literally like 5% less accurate and 5% higher base power.
Literally, the only thing holding
Bad.
Decidueye back is its horrid speed.
Yeah, literally. But like,
This
grass
like
fighting, triple arrows is such a good move.
Just give him 20 more speed and he'd be such a good Mon.
And I mean, you get Shadow Sneak, so you have some kind of priority, which is a lot better than other Pokemon get.
I mean, you do get Trailblaze.
My prediction is you use this thing in the same way you'd use Surfetch the last gen, which is I'll leave it at that.
But this one doesn't. But he doesn't have first impression.
True. He does have he has Shadow Sneak though, and triple arrows like in lower tier format you don't want to get hit. Pokemon in OU don't want to get hit by triple arrows, so Pokemon in lower tiers definitely don't want to get hit by triple arrows. The problem is you can never get to click triple arrows in OU. In tiers where this Pokemon is allowed to exist, this is going to be so annoying.
What is triple arrows?
Okay, for those who missed it, it is a base 90 power fighting move with a 50% chance to lower their defense and a 30% chance to flinch them.
Oh, I see.
And a +1 crit rate.
I didn't know the name of the move.
Gotcha. Weird Ear. Intimidate, Frisk, Sap Sipper, Psy Shield Bash. Of all the base stat totals, this is one of them. I'm just gonna skip over this one. I don't think this one's gonna be anything.
A new Intimidate Mon.
Bug Rock isn't amazing. Sharpness is kind of cool. So is Sheer Force. Probably run Sharpness. Because you get Stone Axe, you get X Scissor. You turn for positioning. I mean, it's not like slow.
Bro, why is the Bug Rock Pokemon faster than the Fighting Grass one? Why? It makes no sense.
Dude, he's Cleavor. Did you play that first fight? Did you see him schmoovin on that first cutscene?
You just throw food at him, though.
Yeah, because he's fat.
Oh my god. Why is Ursaluna's picture so small?
Tiny boy. But it's okay, because this Mon has so much stat. Guts, Bulletproof, Unnerve.
This is going to be the premier, like, Trick Room Sweeper. I can guarantee it.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is like... Yeah, this is probably one of the best Trick Room Mons.
If this thing's banded... Wait, does it have that ground... Freaking... It's ground close combat, right? Headlong Rush or whatever?
Yes, that is its signature move.
Oh my god.
This mod invented that move. Die.
This is gonna be ridiculous.
Die.
Just choice banded Trick Room, Headlong Rush, die.
Yeah, that's just death. Here's Basculegion with Last Respects. Yep.
Wow.
Here's Sneasler, 130 attack, 120 speed.
That is fast.
These two Mons are cracked. Like, these... Pokemon Legends Arceus could have just brought these two Pokemon, and it would have been fine.
We already know that these...
Goated.
These Mons aren't allowed until Pokemon
Not until
out,
home,
right?
correct. We'll get to the real Mons shortly.
Mhm.
Overquill, Poison Point, Swift Swim, Intimidate. For the viability...
Has Intimidate.
Intimidate, I guess. Lower tier Mon, probably.
Yeah, easily.
But it has Bubble Beam. Has to be
I don't know. There's another Pokemon I just look at its stats and I'd like fall asleep. Like, it's good or something. Enamorus. Does anyone like this Pokemon?
No. I forgot it existed, I'll be honest.
Like, it's probably good or something. If this thing is like, if this thing's taking Lando's spot, I think I'm actually just gonna fall asleep.
I don't think I even knew this Pokemon existed.
It is.
That thing is slow as hell.
It is a fourth genie that is fairy. I don't know how I could paint it in any worse picture than that.
Enamorus Therian gives up all of its speed.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Normal Enamorus might be banned to Ubers, but we'll see.
Fun fact, Tengu. Why does the fairy type get Sludge Bomb?
I don't know. It needs it. All right.
To beat other fairies.
Meowscarada. We're finally getting to the new Pokemon, boys. This is the Grass Starter Final Evo. Overgrow or Protein as the hidden ability. 76 HP, 110 attack, whatever, 123 speed with Protein. Sucker Punch. Flower Trick is a new move that is a base 70 power grass move that always crits.
Oh.
So it is essentially like a base 105 power grass move.
That is very good.
Gets U-turn, player off, knock off, trick, thunder punch, low kick, spikes. Got brick break, aerial ace. We got a lot of stuff here. It's mostly going to be physical though. It gets trailblaze, which is not necessary but acknowledged. But yeah, mostly you're gonna run like a protein set with like flower trick, U-turn, and then pick between like player off, knock off, thunder punch. And then, like, spikes, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, why doesn't it have Volt Tackle?
And then just run it like a banded set. Banded or Scarf. Probably banded.
Have we not learned from Electivire it needs Volt Tackle?
True. Oh, and I guess you get Nasty Plot if you want to run a special set, but, I mean...
Why?
Just run banded.
I guess it has a special stat.
Skeledirge. This is the fire starter final form. Fire Ghost, Blaze or Unaware. High HP, high special attack, decent bulk. You get Slack Off and Encore. Torch Song is its signature move. That is a base 80 power fire move that raises your special attack by 1 stage, guaranteed. So it's basically. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't have to compare it. It's worth noting, though, that Unaware apparently, like... I don't remember exactly how Unaware works, but some people are saying that Unaware ignores your own stat changes as well. Although I don't remember. That would be very sad.
This Pokemon is... I wish
it
was anything but what it is right now.
It's so close to being cool. It's so close to being really good.
Get rid of its HP. No, like better yet, move like 20 defense and 20 special defense to speed, and you have a good Mon.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, listen, Chief, at least they had the decency to not change its HP and attack around, and just make it like a Cacturn.
I feel so bad for this Pokemon. He has so many weaknesses. He has 1 immunity.
He's cool. I definitely like his design, but unfortunately, he's probably the worst of the 3 competitively. Although going on to the third one, here's Quaquaval, the water fighting type, and if Urshifu has taught you anything, that is a good typing. With Moxie, signature move is Aqua Step, which is base 80 power physical water move. That is a guaranteed speed boost, so it is stronger Trailblaze for water type. So yeah, if you kill something with Aqua Step, it is a Dragon Dance, essentially, because you have Moxie and you get +1 speed from the move.
See. Aqua Step is +1 only if you kill with it.
No, it is +1
+1
on
guaranteed.
It's Power Up Punch.
No, it's
oh wait, it's +1 speed.
+1 speed,
yes,
and then it has
+1 speed.
Yeah, it's Moxie for the hidden ability.
It's the grassy guy, the grassy speed guy, but for water.
Yeah, and then you get Aqua Jet for priority. You get Liquidation for stab, Acrobatics for some reason, Close Combat for fighting stab, Wave Crash for the stronger water move, Swords Dance to set up without Moxie. You get U-turn for pivoting, Brave Bird, Ice Spinner, Bulk Up. Like you're eating well. This is good Mon.
It's a good Mon.
Like if Meowscarada wasn't literally in danger of getting banned to Ubers, this would be the best one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I like this one. proud member
How
of
did the
Practical Game.
Masquerade will get banned to Ubers?
I mean, it's protein, so we'll have to see. Base 123 power, like,
It's nerfed
base
protein.
123 speed, nerf protein. I mean, you still just run a choice set. Like, Banded Meowscrate. What switches into Banded Meowscrate at Flower Trick that's a guaranteed crit? Like, that just does so much damage. Like, there are things, if you really go out of your way, like, you could think, like, oh, yeah, just switch in your Corviknight, but, like...
I guess.
Do you have a Corviknight on every single one of your team?
Skarmory is ready to take on this challenge.
Is he? Is he here?
I think he is.
I don't see him.
I mean, I guess there you go. Corviknight is all you got.
Yeah, Scarm's not here.
No, better yet. No, you know who you switching to that? You switching the boy! Fortress! It's him!
Yeah, Fortress.
He's ready to take this threat on. He even has body press to stop this menace.
Except it's protein, so he's not a dark type anymore.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any fire type attacks, right?
Well, he's banded in a Flower Trick. What are you hitting on this thing? Are you really running Bug Bite on your Fortress? Just for this thing?
No. You're just going to hit him with body press.
I don't even think that's a one-hit KO. Well, yeah,
you're definitely
no, body press is neutral. It's pure grass after it uses
I mean, it doesn't matter. You're just going to hit him with body press.
I think it lives one. Fortress doesn't have that. I don't think non-stab body press does that much damage.
It's okay.
So next we have Oinkologne and Oinkologne Female. These are kind of trash mons, I'll be honest. But it's worth noting that Lingering Aroma is just mummy.
Yeah. I would say they're
If
trash.
you make contact with this Pokemon...
They are trash.
Yeah. If you make contact with this Pokemon, then you will just... Yeah, your ability becomes Lingering Aroma.
Oinkologne. The boy.
Yeah.
The Dunsparce.
Is that why they have that item?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like looking for anything positive to say about this mon. I don't think I have anything. This thing's just gonna be bad.
Yo, just put him in Trick Room. It'll be fine.
It's not even slow enough for Trick Room is the sad part. Like 65 speed is like the worst speed you could probably be in the entire game. Cause it's like the perfect balance of too slow to be fast normally and not slow enough to be good in Trick Room. I consider the cutoff point to be like a Trick Room mon 60. Any higher than that, and it's just not good. Dunsparce. The evolution of Dunsparce is here. 125 HP, 100 attack, decent bulk, and kind of low speed, but that's okay. It's fat, and you got Serene Grace still. And you have the new Dunsparce move, which we talked about earlier, which is the base 100 power normal move that goes through, goes through Protect. Which is really good, especially since Return still isn't back. Return's still gone. You get Glare, you get Groose, you get Yawn.
I'd like to return my return. Where's my return?
No. Yeah, it's worth noting that this is just higher base stat on Dunsparce, so you can just run Serene Grace Body Slam on a tankier Pokemon. I think people are kind of just like overlooking that fact. Of just like 60% chance Body Slam flinches, and then you can run. It's literally just Dunsparce with better stats. Even Dunsparce is Dunsparce with better stats since you can run Eviolite on it now. I think that's a pretty big buff to Dunsparce. Oh, hang on, I gotta sneeze. Never mind. Okay. I hate it when that happens.
Same. I don't think anyone likes when that happens.
Yeah. Spite Ops, this mon sucks. This mon is dookie. There's no one's using this. You get Protect that you get King Shield that instead of lowering attack, it lowers speed. But you have to use this thing. Like, there's nothing here. You just kill it. Lokix is better. Better mon. Bug Dark, Tinted Lens, which is cool. So That's the one with high accuracy. No, I know that's Compound Eyes. Tinted Lens is the one that powers up your not very effective moves. So you can just like spam. First Impression's kind of hard to switch into. You get Axe Kick, which is the new high jump kick thing. You don't actually get high jump kicks, so you can. It's probably your best fighting stab since you don't get close combat. Swords Dance, U-turn. I mean stab U-turn. This is like an Arumon or something. I think it's okay. Maybe I'm missing something here. First Impression's gonna hurt. If this mon does anything relevant, it's gonna be off the back of First Impression. Rabska.
Which, when is the last time that move has
What?
been relevant? First Impression? It's just on Golisopod, right?
There's a couple of the Pokemon that gets it. Surfetch gets it.
Who?
Surfetch.
Is that thing OU?
No, but it's you get. It is. I've seen people use it in OU before. I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, it's a good move. It's just stuck on Pokemon that wouldn't use it, or that like. It's stuck on lower tier Pokemon or Pokemon that wouldn't use it. Rabska is the first of 2 Pokemon that gets the fucked move of Revival Blessing. And that alone... I actually think this move is just going to straight up get banned. This thing is just dumb. It is literally a 1 PP move that works like you used a revive from your bag on one of your fainted Pokemon.
Oh, that sucks.
And you can refresh it with a Lepa Berry, so you can get 2 of these per fight.
Oh, that sucks.
I think this move's getting banned as fuck. But until then, this mon is going to live and die by that. But also, I'm going to say that there are 2 Pokemon in the entire game that get this move, and this is the worst of the 2. By like a mile. But yeah. Acknowledging that this move is so dumb. And if you're playing in formats that, like, don't ban anything, like if you're trying to ladder singles and whatever, like, watch out for this move. Not on this Pokemon. We'll get to that Pokemon. Houndstone! This is the evolved form of the, Ghost Doggy. And I love him. Sandrush or Fluffy. And this is the inventor of Last Respects. The move that gets stronger as you...
Oh, shit. With Sandrush? That's actually
yeah, with
nuts.
Sandrush. So yeah, we have T-Tar. So we'll actually have the good Sand Setter. And Hippo. Mostly T-Tar. Or if you're not running Sand, you can run Fluffy to just get more defense. It's already base 100 defense. This thing's gonna, like, eat physical moves forever. You also get Destiny Bond, you get Yawn. Ally Switch for doubles is pretty funny. You can Willow things to take even less damage from physical moves. You get Snarl, Phantom Force for like a ghost move that's not Last Respects. Like,
wait, you're not using Fluffy on this thing, right?
If you're not using Sandrush, you might as well.
Yeah, but you're not using this thing if you're not using Sandrush. What the fuck are you gonna do? Like,
I mean, it's base 100 defense on a ghost type that
you
can double that further
and
with
then
Fluffy,
Willow?
and then burn them, and then you never take any damage from physical moves, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, this thing gets Body Press.
That's kind of neat.
That's pretty neat. Yeah, I think it's a funny mon. I like Houndstone, even though it's, what's his face is gonna be better once it releases Basculegion. Although I guess with Sandrush this has some use cases. Yeah, I mean, it's still gonna hurt. Espartha. Opportunist is a new ability that's literally just Mirror, but not one-time use. So anytime you're looking at a Pokemon that boosts its stats, you also boost your stats. So, other than that, it's just like a general fast Psychic type. 105 speed's alright. Not quite like Alakazam tier, but, I mean, it's there. Lumina Crash? What is Lumina Crash? I don't remember. Lumina Crash. Harshly lowers their special defense. Oh, so it's Psyshock, but it's not... Okay, it's Psychic that's 10 base power lower, but double lowers special defense. That is really good. Oop. Yeah, you don't want to get hit by Lumina Crash, and it's like 100% too, so... Definitely noticing this thing kind of suffers from... Actually, no, you got moves. You got Energy Ball, Dazzling Gleam. You get U-Turn for pivoting if you want to be like that. You get Calm Mind for setup. You get
If you want to
Screens,
be
I
like
guess,
that.
but no. I mean, you collect Lumina Crash. Honestly, you could probably Specs this. Specs plus Speed Boost as a hidden ability. That's pretty massive. You would honestly just click, like, Protect turn 1. You could run this, like, Psychic-type Sharpedo. And if they try boosting on your Protect turn, then too bad. Then you also boost on your Protect turn. That's kind of mean. Okay, yeah, maybe this thing will see some, like, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be OU, but it's... This is gonna be one of those mons where you see a lot in the early stages of the meta, just because it just, like, chump checks everything. This is gonna be like the Wesker of this game. Weskermon. Maybe not like the single Pokemon, but I mean, you'll see this Pokemon a lot in the early stages of the meta, probably. Alright, Fair Giraffe. Kudshu. Bro. I don't remember what Kudshu does off the top of my head. Oh, no, I know what it does. It makes you proc your Held Berry twice. Yeah, that's bad. Armor Tail prevents you from getting hit by contact move, or not, priority moves. And then Sap Sipper is Sap Sipper. Bulky, special attacker. Like a weird Skeledirge type deal. I don't know, I still think this thing's kinda bad. Maybe I'm missing something here. Not quite slow enough to be Trick Room, although it is on, like, barely the border. Nasty Plot. Do you get any, like, recovery? I don't think you get any recovery. No. I don't know what this thing's trying to do. I don't think I like it. Wugtrio. Wugtrio has Gooey, Rattled, and Sandveil. And it is literally just Water-type Dugtrio. They tried to tell us that it wasn't going to be Water-type Dugtrio, and guess what? It's Water-type Dugtrio. Yeah. Sandveil is not helpful. Gooey is probably what you run on it. Rattled is a meme. Memento Final Gambit. You get Aqua Jet for priority. Triple Dive, which is just... It is a base 30 power physical water move that hits 3 times, and that's it. It's neat. I mean, it's your water stab. And then you get, like, Throat Chop and Liquidation. You probably run Liquidation over Triple Dive. You get Sucker Punch. And then that's kind of all. You get Stomping Tantrum, I guess. Honestly, normal Dugtrio is probably better than this thing. Because you don't get Arena Trap or anything. This is a low tier mon. Dondozo is dumb, but I will come back to this Pokemon. I have a good reason to delay this Pokemon for right now. Veluza is Water Psychic, Mold Breaker Sharpness. It gets Aqua Jet, Aqua Cutter, which is... What is Aqua Cutter? Aqua Cutter. Base 70 power water move. Heightened chance of landing a crit. +1 crit rate. Okay. Sure. So, after that, we have Fillet Away. Oh my god, I have to look at that too? What is Fillet Away? Fillet Away. User... Oh. It's just Shell Smash, but instead of lowering your defenses, it lowers your HP. It halves your HP. I think Shell Smash is still better, but I mean...
So it's like worse Belly Drum?
Yeah, and not worse Belly Drum. It's like a weird hybrid of Belly Drum and Shell Smash that I think I like less than the sum of its parts. But I mean, if this thing sets up, you respect it, but you're probably not setting it up in OU. After that... Alright, this mod is so fucked. This mod is so broken, dude. So, Palafin has the top stats here until you proc its ability. When you by proc its ability, all you have to do is have this mon be on the battlefield and switch it out, and then switch back in. And then once it switches back in, it'll have these stats. Base 160 attack, 106 special attack, good bulk, 100 speed, base 650 base stat total. Flip turn, jet punch is a priority water move. It's just 60 base power aqua jet. Acrobatics, encore, water.
And it's a punch move?
And it's a punch move. Ice punch, agility, taunt, bulk. This mod is getting banned. This mod's getting so banned. This thing's gonna be Ubers. No doubt in my mind.
You think I won't get punished?
I think this mod is going to be Ubers as fuck. If this thing is OU, like, there's no way this thing can be OU. Like, literally no way. Look at this thing's moves. You get better Aqua Jet. You get flip turn because you still base 100 even before you like switch out. And once you switch back in, like you're like this for the entire game. All you have to do is switch out once. And it's so easy for you to just like
eject button.
Yeah, eject button. You can just be faster in flip turn. Like, dude, 160 attack. Like, close. And this thing gets such good coverage, too. You get Wave Crash, you get Ice Punch, Close Combat, you get Drain Punch for longevity, Zen Headbutt to hit fighting types, Acrobatics also hit fighting types, Iron Head for fairies. Like, bro. That's not cool. Let's see. Bolivia, Seed Sower is every time you get hit by a move, it sets grassy terrain. It's dumb. Strength Sap. You're probably not running this. This thing's bad. Scovillain. Grass Fire type, first one. It's got Cacturn stats. And its signature move is bad. Because it is a targetable move that you can't use on yourself. You have to hit something else with it. It makes them go +2 attack and -2 defense, and that's the whole effect. So you give your opponent a Swords Dance, and then you die. Like, why? Like, I guess...
It's pretty good in doubles.
Like, a special... I
it's pretty good in doubles as a give-up move. Like, if the Pokemon's about to die, you just gave your other partner a Swords Dance.
This is probably just, like, too... What the...
It's not terrible. What? It is usable.
You know what you do with this thing? You click Spicy Extract on him, you make him go +2 attack and -2 defense, and then you Mirror Herb it so you get those boosts yourself, except your hidden ability is Moody, so you go -2 attack and +2 defense, and then nothing happened.
Congratulations. Die.
Like... I can't believe... Of all the Pokemon you could Cacturn, you Cacturned this thing.
Okay, well...
The first
for right
Grass
now,
Fire
I have to head out because people are calling for me, so I'll leave you guys to it.
Alright, later, Chief.
Peace.
Alright, just you and me, Chief.
Okay.
Alright, gonna need you to fill in. Next up is Bellybolt. Bellybolt has Electromorphosis, which is every time you get hit by a move, you get a free charge. Like the move charge. Which, honestly, like might not be half bad.
+1 Spadef?
+1 Spadef, and your next electric move gets times 1.5 power.
Oh, is it not only discharge? It's every electric move?
It is every electric move.
Okay, I definitely thought it was only discharge.
No. So yeah, this thing could be alright. OU, I don't think. I think this might be okay in doubles. Electromorphosis, just like catch any random move and then just use a really strong like electric move. This is going, honestly, this Pokemon being good really depends on what else is also good. Like, if there's a lot of Pokemon that can just, like, click EQ on it and kill it for free, then yeah, this mon's gonna be bad. But if this mon can tank a lot of what's going on, like, with this level of bulk, which, I mean, it's not frail. It's decent bulk, but I don't know. We'll have to see. You get Slack off for recovery. Don't really get, you get Volt Switch, you get Chilling Water. You're not gonna run Chilling Water. You basically get Thunderbolt and Muddy Water, and that's it. So maybe like a set of like Thunderbolt, Muddy Water, Slack Off, and Volt Switch, I guess. That's literally the only thing I could see.
These aren't all of its moves? All of them?
These are all of its good moves. Moves that are normally good on Pokemon. And/or new moves. Yeah. If it had better coverage, I could see it. But I mean, Heliolisk gets away with using just electric and water moves, and it's usually pretty hard to switch into. So maybe. Muddy Water instead of Surf kind of blows, though, because you can miss Muddy Water. Mostly you're just going to throw out Thunderbolts and Discharges, though. Reverum. Overcoat or Filter. Filter just lowers super effective damage. We've had that. Poison Steel is okay typing, just don't get hit by EQ. Like, you give this thing an air balloon. I mean, you could Magnet Rise, but don't.
Terrestrial Evolve.
It's a 90 base speed parting shot, though, which is kind of cool. Shift Gear is really cool on this thing. Actually, Shift Gear kind of saves this thing.
Extremely cool. Extremely cool on this thing.
Yeah. And Spin Out is... It's a Steel-type move. I think it's like base 100 or something. It's either base 100 or base 120. Steel-type move that its downside is it lowers your speed by 2 stages. So it'll kind of count out the Shift Gear, but if you just like use this as like a Band or Scarfmon and just like use it as a one and done, that could be a good move. Otherwise, you can run Iron Head. It's probably just more consistent. Heavy Slam potentially on how based on how heavy it is. It's like Shift Gear Heavy Slam. Could be pretty cool. This mon
looks heavy.
Yeah, I mean, this mon's definitely dead in the water without Shift Gear, I'll say that. Any set you want to run with this thing is either going to be... You probably want to set this thing up with a Shift Gear.
Yeah, for sure. What else is this thing doing?
Yeah.
Doesn't even get hazards.
No, you get Toxic Spikes.
Oh, true. I didn't see it.
Yeah, that's okay.
No,
I think this mon's alright. I don't think it'll see, like... I mean... I think people are going to try to make this mon work at the early stages. I don't know if it will or not. I don't think it will, but I think it's cool. Shift Gear, Reverie.
I'm definitely going to try to make it work and lose.
Unironically, what you do is you set up a Shift Gear, and then you Terrestrialize flying it to just completely negate your ground weakness. And then you can just like Terra Blast with flying.
Exactly.
Well, I can't say I know a lot of Pokemon that switch into Iron Head, Poison Jab, and what's essentially dual Wing Beat. That's a weird. That's a weird set of coverage moves to have to throw out. I'm sure there's mons that do, but
I'm thinking. Maybe like Ferrothorn?
Yeah, I guess just like any steel type, now that I think about it. I mean, you get Bulldoze, but you probably don't want to run Bulldoze. If anything, you might also turn into like a fire type or a fighting type. Fire is pretty good because, again, you can dodge burn that way.
Yeah, but then you're gonna fucking die to EQ.
I mean, because keep in mind, you only become pure fire defensively, and you're already weak to ground, so you might as well. Worst case scenario, your weakness goes from a ×4 weakness to ground to a ×2 weakness to ground. Which I think is fair. Next up we have Orthworm. Earth Eater, Sandvale. Earth Eater is literally water absorbed for ground moves. And it's pure steel type. The problem is this thing has really high defense and like nothing else going for it. It does have Shed Tail though. Shed Tail exists. It is Belly Drum, but instead of like boosting a stat, it basically makes a substitute with that amount of health and then doubles out into something else. Like Shed Tail's why you use this thing. Bulky Shed Tail.
Wait, I don't get it. What does that move do?
You take the Belly Drum attack cut, it makes a substitute out of that HP, and you immediately pivot into another Pokemon like you baton passed.
And it gives you, okay.
It gives that Pokemon the sub.
A 50% sub.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's good. The problem is you're not going to use it more than once because, I mean, Belly Drum cut. I mean, Earth Eater can potentially let you switch it on ground moves and heal back up. Because you just get 25% health anytime there's a ground move. I don't know. I think this is like an Arumon. I don't know if this is like OU. Unless Shed Tail turns out to be that good. I mean, maybe since it's the slower of the two, because the other one's like has speed as like a stat and doesn't really do anything else. That being Cyclozard, which, spoiler alert, we'll get to soon, but is not amazing outside of Shed Tail. Yeah, honestly, I have no idea what to make of this mon. I think this thing is meh. Shed Tail's, like, if you're using this thing, it's for Shed Tail. Like, 100%. Like,
Yeah.
Previously we talked about how Revroom is, like, lives or dies by shift gear. But at least I can, like, run Parting Shot and doubles or whatever, or set Toxic Spikes
What's
or something
Earth Eater?
technically. It is Water Absorb for ground moves.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to say. But yeah, you can definitely do some stuff with this. You also get Iron Defense Body Press. Just throwing that out there. Really high defense stat, but you're probably not going to ever be able to take advantage of that, because you definitely just die to like a flamethrower. But that Iron Defense Body Press will hurt. Mouse Hold. This mon is so funny, actually. Because, like, you look at the stats, right? And who, like,
Wait,
look at it.
scroll
Who
up a little
cares?
bit more. It's, you're covering it with the overlay on stream.
Okay. Yeah, Mouse Hold. This mon is so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at its stats. Look at those god tier stats. What are you feeling?
What does it do?
It has 2 signature moves. The first is Tidy Up. Tidy Up is a move that removes all hazards or anything on your side of the field. It's like a Rapid Spin or a Defog. But it's also Dragon Dance.
And only this thing gets it?
Only this thing gets it. Its second
Why?
signature move is Population Bomb. A base 20
What the
power
fuck
normal
is that?
move that hits anywhere between 1 and 10 times. And this mon has Technician. And it seems to prefer 10. Like, the move has 90 accuracy for all 10 of its hits, so if you roll correctly on all of 10 of them, you basically get a base, in conjunction with Technician, what's essentially a base 300 power normal move.
Right.
Oh, and you have Bullet Seed for Technician, and you have, like... Bro, like, what else do you want from this thing? This thing is hilarious.
It is hilarious.
This
Too
thing's-
bad it dies to like one Drain Punch from Hariyama, but other than that, it's hilarious.
But does Hariyama live a +1 population bomb with Technician? That's the question. This thing's gonna be like UU. UU or OU, probably, like... I'm gonna undershoot it and say UU, but I think this thing...
Yeah.
You'll see this thing a lot. Like, might be one of the most common Pokemon in the early game, like early days of competitive. And whether or not it stays where it is or falls off, we'll see. So here is the new. This is the new Beware, essentially, or not Beware. Beartic, because this thing is just faster with Slush Rush. Has 113 attack, and you get Belladrum if you want it. Icicle Crash, Ice Shard, Ice Spinner, Earthquake, Stomping Tantrum, Superpower. Like, that's basically everything you want. No Swords Dance kind of sucks, but you were never sending Swords Dance on a Pokemon like Beartic anyways.
Yep.
It's fine. So here's a new pseudo, Baxcalibur. Dragon Ice. Very high stats,
Cool
very
type.
like T-Tar-esque type. Dragon Ice. Glaive
Slow.
Rush. I mean, yeah, not like slow. Like, we've seen a lot slower. 87's okay.
87. Slow.
Like, it's slow for OU standards, but, like, listen, it's
slow.
It's still usable slow.
Bad.
Okay. Thermal Exchange is an ability that, I think it ups your attack when you get hit by a fire move, and makes you immune to burn.
Oh.
Glaive Rush is a base 120 power dragon move that only downside is, I mean, I'm about to say that like this isn't a big deal, but the downside is on your next turn, moves hitting you will never miss and do double damage.
Yeesh.
But you can also just run Protect or switch out.
Right.
And your alternative is getting locked into Outrage. And I mean, I'll take Glaive Rush's downside 10 times out of 10.
Yeah. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, Ice Shard for priority, so not that slow, but doesn't matter. Swords Dance for setup. Dragon Dance for if you want to actually manually boost the speed. Yeah. Crunch and EQ for coverage. Thunderfang for coverage. Mostly Crunch and Earthquake for coverage. It's fine. It's a pseudo. What else did you expect? It's a good mon. Tatsugiri. So you see these stats and these moves and this typing or whatever? None of this matters. Its ability is Commander. And Commander, this is a gimmick mon. You're gonna start off with that. So basically, when you're in doubles, and this thing is standing next to this thing, Dodonzo, that I skipped over earlier. These are its stats, by the way. You climb in its mouth, basically merge to become one Pokemon, and it works like Dodonzo is just your only Pokemon that you can use. Your other slot just can't be targeted for attacks. And this Dodonzo gets a double Omni Boost. So you just go +2 in every stat.
That is a lot.
It's a lot.
So, what is... This is base 530 already?
Yeah.
It's low.
Yeah, but I mean, you have 200 attack, 230 defense, like what is this? 130 special defense. And like, you also have Water Veil, so you won't get burned. You have Aqua Tail, you have Body Slam, Liquidation, Heavy Slam, you get stuff. Order Up is a move that is dumb and you won't use. But long story short, it boosts one of your stats sharply depending on what color of shrimp is inside your mouth. Because these come in multiple different forms.
Well, how do you change your shrimp color?
You catch a new one.
Oh, you just catch it with a random shrimp, and it is that version?
Yeah. More or less. Maybe there's a way to change it. I don't know. I don't think there is. Who cares? Just catch
surely, if there's a way to change a
different
Rotom form.
Who cares, bro? Like, just you're being realistic. It's really funny, but you're not gonna see this. You're not. It's really funny.
It is really funny.
It is
it's
really
for sure
funny.
really funny.
It's for sure really funny. You might see it just because of that, but you're not going to see it win VGC. There's going to be too much counterplay. Cyclizar is actually just a single stage Evo from what I understand. Shed Skin, Regenerator. Regenerator is probably the ability you want here, because this is the other Pokemon with Shed Tail. The one that halves your health and then switches out. So literally, I think what you just do with this thing is you run max HP, max speed, and you just run like Scarf, Shed Tail. Like that's it. That's all you gotta do.
Yep.
Maybe you can run like Specs since you have like an OK or Band or something. I don't know. If you get like Trick or Switcheroo, I'm like looking for anything like that here. Then that could be funny. I don't think you do though. You get U-Term. Yo, U-Term, PogChamp. Spelling error on the spreadsheet. Get him, boys.
Let's go.
Yo, this thing's another thing with shift gear, actually. Maybe you can use this thing as like an attacker. Who knows? Shed Skin to get rid of status. But no, you want Regenerator. This thing's kind of hilarious. This thing might actually be OU. Maybe. Because, I mean, worst case scenario, clicking Shed Tail is basically a free switch. Oh, I'm sorry. It actually gets U-Turn and U-Term. They're different moves, guys.
Oh, what does U-Term do? Is it in the new?
No, that's a joke. They put it on here twice, and then they misspelled it the second time.
Yeah. Unlucky.
All right. Yeah. Honestly, I could see this thing. I could see it. I could see it. It's not going to be fun to fight for the people I fight because I'm going to be using it. But Palmet. This is the other Mon that gets Revival Blessing, and the much better of the two, because it's on a Pokemon with this level of offense. Voltabsorb, Natural Cure, Iron Fist. 105 speed, 115 attack. It is electric fighting. Revival Blessing. To just revive a Pokemon in the back twice if you're holding a Leatherberry.
Yeah, that thing's getting banned.
And if you don't play defense, yeah, Revival Blessing's getting banned. No doubt in my mind.
No shot.
No shot this thing stays. This is so anti-competitive, it's hilarious. Not to mention, like, the big problem with Palmet specifically is if you're trying to play, like, if you're slower and you, like, go to attack this thing, assuming it's just gonna Revival Blessing, because why wouldn't it? It's just gonna kill you.
Mm-hmm.
It has double shock. I don't know what double shock is. Let me check what double shock is. Double shock. Oh, it's electric shock burn up. Okay, you're probably not gonna run that, but I mean, you don't want to get hit by this thing. Is the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
Close combat. And, like, if you try to play defensively, then you just get punished by clicking Revival Blessing. Because it doesn't cost this Pokemon anything. You just click it, and it revives Pokemon in the back. It's not even just like you die for it, or you lose health for it. No, you just do it.
It just happens.
It just happens. Like, delete this. Alright, Kilowattrel. Wind Power, Volt Absorb, Competitive. Fast Special Attacker, Electric Flying. Wind Power is a new ability that... Let me actually pull this up. Make sure I'm getting this right. No, it's Wind Rider. Wind Power. The Pokemon becomes charged when hit by a wind move, boosting the power of the next electric-type move it uses, and this is also procced by Tailwind. So, I think this is basically, you become immune to wind moves, that also gives you charge without the special defense boost. But it also works if you just Tailwind. So good move. I'm gonna be honest, first time I saw this, I initially thought, oh, it's flying type like it just blocks flying moves. I just saw wind power. I'm like, no, it doesn't quite work like that, but I mean, maybe. I don't know if it actually eats those moves or not, or if it just like you get hit by it, then you get the boost. Because if you're just immune to Hurricane, like that can switch into Torn real well. But yeah, like Roost for healing. Oh, this thing gets Weather Ball. We found out where Weather Ball went. This thing gets it. There you go.
What? What gets it?
Kilowattrel. This electric flying bird that's really fast with Hurricane Thunderbolt. And it can set its own tailwind for itself to set its wind power. Or you could U-turn if you don't want a Volt Switch. You can Acrobatics. Doesn't really have like any coverage, but I mean electric flying's good enough. Zapdos going.
New Rain Bestie just dropped?
New Rain Bestie. Yo, and it's Volt Absorb, so you can just use it as electric pivot.
Yup.
Yeah, there you go. That's your new bird. That's your boy.
Love a good bird.
I love a good bird. Speaking of bird, Bombardier. Flying Dark. Big Pecs, Keen Eye, Rocky Payload. Rocky Payload is an ability they gave to this thing for some reason.
What did you just call me?
Rocky Payload. Damn, you're getting some sass from Clancy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rocky Payload is literally just boost the power of your rock moves on a Flying Dark type. Gets Parting Shot. You get Power Gem. You're not going to use Power Gem. Stone Edge. This thing gets rocks. Stealth Rocks. Like, this is a weird design. I guess you run Rocky Payload because the other abilities don't do anything. And you use it to boost Stone Edge. I guess. Bro, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with this one. Solid defensive stat. What defense? It's 70, 85, 85. It's not that bulky. It's offensive. It is. Bro, what does this mod even do? This is weird. Alright, next is... I love this mod so much. Squawkabilly? Yo, this is the boy. I mean, this thing has, like, dog shit stats, and it's, like, not good for competitive, but I love this thing.
Is it all of them?
It is
No,
pick your
it's a
favorite
form.
form. It's a form.
I see.
2 of the forms have Guts as a hidden ability, the other 2 have Sheer Force. And they all have Intimidate or Hustle. Hi, Clancy. 85 is pretty bulky for a flying type? No, it's not. It's just not. So yeah, this thing has like physical Chatot stats. But it's okay, because this thing's your Incineroar for this gen. You know why? Because this thing is Intimidate plus Parting Shot. And Incineroar's not here. This is your option. New Incineroar looking great. But realistically, you probably run this thing like Flame Orb Guts with Facade. Like, I don't think any other set has viability. Although Intimidate Parting Shot is really funny. Let's see. Flamigo! Flying Fighting. Scrappy, Tangled Feet, or Co-Star. Co-Star is a new ability where on switch-in, in doubles, you immediately psych up your partner. Like, you copy all their stat changes. So if you've got like a triple Dragon Dance on the Pokemon on your left, and you throw in this thing next to it, now you got 2 triple Dragon Dance Pokemon. Kind of niche. Brave Bird. It's a fighting flying type. It does fighting flying type things. Scrappy's probably pretty good. You can probably Scarf this thing. I don't think it's OU, but it's aight.
Flamigo.
Sheer Force with Brave Bird. Sheer Force doesn't actually boost Brave Bird, unfortunately. Because Brave Bird doesn't have a secondary effect for it to boost. Unless you just run like Life Orb on it. Zmon doesn't really have like moves to get boosted from Sheer Force. It's kind of the sad thing. I don't even think Thief gets boosted by it. Like just run the Gut set or the Intimidate set, but probably the Gut set. Yeah, Flamigo. I think we're done talking about Cloth. Man, they did my boy so dirty. Dude, Cloth deserved more than what he got. No evolutions, no nothing. Just Anger Shell, which is like a half of a Shell Smash when you get to half health. Regenerator is probably the ability you want. Shell Armor is cool too. If you're doing like a Nuzlocke. Crab Hammer, knockoff, Swords Dance, Rock Slide, High Horsepower. I mean, it's... And you get Trailblaze, I guess.
It's Cloth.
It's Cloth. Man, this poor thing. This thing could have been so cool.
Me when I'm Cloth.
Cloth. Garganical. Now here's a rock type with some, yeah, this is a rock type. Purifying Salt, Sturdy, and Clear Body. Purifying Salt prevents you from getting statused and halves the damage of incoming ghost moves. So this is your Last Respect switch-in. No, probably not. But I mean, it's kind of funny.
It is kind of funny.
All right, so yeah, it's got really good stats. Like I almost have tempted to say like maybe you just AV this and go to town. Hammer Arm, Wide Guard for doubles. Wide Guard is amazing. I love Wide Guard. Salt Cure is its new signature move that functions similarly to Whirlpool, but specifically if you hit either a Steel or Water type with this move. Instead of doing 1/12 of their max HP in residual damage, it does 1/5 of their HP in residual damage. Clicking this on them, what? It's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of. That's 20%.
Yeah, it's 20%, and then when you click Protect, it's 40%. And then you have Recover and Amazing Bulk, and then you set rocks with this thing, and if you try to switch in something that like kills it, you can just explode on it. And it gets all 3 elemental punches, and the thing gets Body Press! Dude, I love this thing. This is like the new rock goat of this generation.
Yeah, that's your boy. Your boy confirmed.
My boy confirmed. Imagine trying to counter-type me, Purifying Salt with Salt Cure die. Glamora, Toxic Debris or Corrosion. Corrosion is the one that always poisons. And Toxic Debris is a new ability that whenever you get hit by a move, oops, you drop the layer of Toxic Spikes at their feet. Whoops-a-daisy.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, my B. Other than that, it's not like bulky or anything. Like it's got okay bulk, but mostly, you specs it. You specs it. I guess you could scarf it, but you probably specs it. And then you can what is Mortal Spin? Oh, no, I know what Mortal Spin is. Mortal Spin is Rapid Spin that also does 40. Yeah, Mortal Spin that also guaranteed poisons. And you can run with this with Corrosion. So if they try to send in, yeah, you can just poison a poison type with it, I guess. It's not the best mon, but I think it does all right. I think it's okay. I like it. Poison rock. I mean, I stan all rock types everywhere. Okay, Grafai Eye. So this is Poison Normal, Unburden, Poison Touch, or Prankster. It's mostly fast. Doodle is one of the dumbest gimmick moves. It is literally in doubles, like, it doesn't even have to be in doubles, but when you click this move on an opponent, and then both you and your teammate both copy their ability. I don't know what situation you're trying to use that in. especially on like this thing. But if you want to, you can prankster this move out because it's a status move. I'm like trying to think
you
of
could, like,
anything.
double intimidate.
Honestly, maybe. Yeah, I guess intimidate in doubles is probably your best case. Then other than that, you get like parting shot. Toxic that won't miss because you're a poison type. It's not like a bad Pokemon, it's just something that's not going to do its gimmick very often.
Mm-hmm.
Next you got Dashbun! Pure Fairy. Very defensive, except it has no HP, so it's not actually defensive. Well-Baked Body is literally makes you immune to fire-type moves, and instead of taking damage from fire-type moves, it iron defenses. And you have Body Press, I guess. So, I guess if you have a Pokemon that's like quad weak to fire, if you have like Scizor, you switch in this thing and you threaten a Body Press. Play rough. Nah, this is gimmick. I don't think it's OU. It's alright. Mabastiff. Or Mabastiff or something. I don't know how we pronounce that. Intimidate, Guard Dog, or Stakeout. Stakeout, I believe, is, what is it? Gumshoe's ability? Where if they switch out, you do double damage on whatever's switching in. Which is cool. It's good to see that move on a Mon that's not bad. Because I don't think this thing's bad. Because it's got base 120 attack. Like, whatever switches in is going to hurt. Guard Dog is a new ability that... what is it? It boosts your attack when you get hit by Intimidate. And it has another effect. I need to look this up. Oh yeah, boosts a Pokemon's attack stat if intimidated, and you can't force it out with moves like Roar or Whirlwind. Okay. Alrighty. That's a thing. You got Destiny Bond, you got, Endeavor, Play Rough. It's not shown here, but it also gets a new move that's literally just... It's called Comeuppance, and it's literally just, what was it? It's Dark-type Metal Burst. You're not going to run it. None of the Pokemon that get it want to run it. Yeah. Brambleghast. Grass Ghost. Wind Rider. Pretty sure this is double your speed in Tailwind? Maybe I'm wrong. No, I think it's boost your... Let me just look this up. Wind Rider. Boost Pokemon's attack if Tailwind is up, or if you're hit by a wind move. Also takes no damage from wind moves. So yeah, this is your actual wind immune Pokemon, Brambleghast. So yeah, Wind Rider, Infiltrator. You want Wind Rider probably.
What's Wind Rider do?
Any wind move that you get hit by does no damage, and it gives you like a +1 attack, and it also works if your team sets Tailwind, you get the +1 attack.
Very cool.
So basically, this mod just wants you to set Tailwind. Or switch it on Hurricane or something, I guess. It's kind of funny that flying types that normally just use Hurricane actually kind of just get walled by this thing. By this grass type. And then you have like Leech Seed, Shadow Sneak, Strength Sap. You have Power Whip for your Grass Stab. You get Trailblaze to boost your speed, I guess. Shadow Sneak's your best physical ghost move, which kind of blows. Yeah. Okay. Golden Go. Good as gold is the ability. He's prestiged as fuck, dog. He's Ghost Steel.
What is that?
This is... let me look at what Good as Gold does. Fully prevents any kind of status move. Not even just like trying to get status, but like blocks defog, blocks taunt, blocks literally anything that's not a physical or special move.
Interesting.
And it has a signature move called Make It Rain, which is Steel type, 120 base power, Overheat. That also works like Payday. Yeah, this thing's kind of hilariously silly. Like, yep, that's the gold Pokemon. He's got big money. That's him. That's cash money.
We found him.
Yep. Okay, now we're getting to the real fucked shit. Incoming Great Tusk. Ground Fighting. Protosynthesis. And a lot of these upcoming bonds are going to have Protosynthesis, so I'm just going to say this right now. When this Pokemon is out and Sun is up, this Pokemon gets +2 attack. Or +2 in whatever its highest stat is, sorry. Or, you can give it its hold item, which we went over earlier. The, where is it? Booster Energy, to make it proc with that with no other setup. To just sharply boost its highest stat.
Oh, so...
And Ground Fighting, and it's 570 base stat total. 131 attack and defense, 87 speed. And you just get stuff like Earthquake, Close Combat, Mega Horn, Head Smash, Headlong Rush, which is just ground type close combat. Like, rocks, Body Press, Ice Spinner. This thing hurts. And that's just one of them. We got a lot of these to go through. Here comes the Brute Bonnet. We got the Grass Dark Amoonguss with the same ability. With higher bulk, but also still really good attack. Sucker Punch, Spore still. You get Crunch for Dark Stab. Seed Bomb for physical for like Grass Stab. Close Combat. Pollen Puff, you're not gonna run Pollen Puff. Stomping Tantrum. Trailblaze for speed. Like you get... Bro. Here comes Sandy Shocks. Electric Ground, Magneton, Protosynthesis, same ability, same deal. Just really high special attack and okay speed. Earth Power, Thunderbolt, Screens, Volt Switch. And then you have Screamtail. Yo, they made Jigglypuff good. They made Jigglypuff better than Wigglytuff. Very Psychic. Like, very high HP, very high special defense. Like, this thing is bulky as hell.
So these are the past Pokemon, right?
Yeah, these are all the past Pokemon. All of these Pokemon with Protosynthesis are Scarlet exclusive.
Okay.
We get Rest, Play Rough, Psychic Fangs, Wish. You can Wish Pass with this Mon. Like, this might be one of the single best defensive Pokemon in this gen, if I had to guess. Also, 111 speed, because why not? Yeah, Calm Mind, Sword Power, like, there's so much shit here. You could literally just run, like, Wish Screens, and then, like, an attack. Fluttermane, Ghost Fairy, Mischievous, with same ability. It's just better Mismagius. Like, literally just better Mismagius. Across the board. It lost 5 HP, attack, and defense, and then it got, like, 30 special attack, special defense, and speed. What is your switch into Shadow Ball, Mystical Fire, Thunderbolt? This can get Moonblast. Yeah, Moonblast. Yeah. Bro, this thing is hitting like a truck. And it's fast. And it's getting a +2 in its highest stat. I can't understate that. All these Pokemon are getting +2 in their highest stat under Sun, or if they're just holding their item. I honestly wonder if they're gonna ban the item that, like, boosts their stat for free with no setup. They might.
I don't know.
Slitherwing is Volcarona, but bug fighting.
Okay. I don't know if it's that good.
Fluttermane is good. Like, you have to admit Fluttermane is, like...
No, I just mean Protosynthesis.
It's a +2 for it's a free +2. Zacian got banned from Ubers for getting a free +1.
I'm sorry, excuse me, not photosynthesis. The item that procs it, right?
Yeah, I mean
I don't think the item's getting banned.
Zacian got banned for a +1 last gen, with literally the same effect, just for having his item. Just saying. I'm not saying they will, I'm just saying if I do see the item banned, I would not be shocked. Yeah, Slitherwing. We got some stuff here. Honestly, I think this is one of the less whelming Pokemon, but I mean, it's still base 135 attack. Bug fighting's always good typing. Yeah, Wisp. You get, like, EQ, close combat. I don't know why this thing's a fighting type. This is not a fighting type, but I appreciate it, though. Roaring Moon. It's just Dragon Dark Salamence. Actually lost 10 base stat total, but not the worst thing in the world. This thing hurts. Bro, literally just all of these Pokemon just hurt. Alright, and now on to the future Pokemon. These are the Violet exclusives. Their ability is Quark Drive, and guess what? It works exactly the same like Photosynthesis, but instead of Sun, it's Electric Terrain. But it also gets boosted by the same item. So we're still going. We got the Ground Steel, Iron Treads. Faster than the previous Donphan, but otherwise kind of a downgrade. It's whatever. Iron Moth, Fire Poison. 140 special attack, 110 speed. Fiery Dance still. Special attacker. Hurricane, Overheat, Psychic, Heat Wave, Overheat, Energy Ball, Dazzling Gleam. Does not get a poison move by the looks of it. But it gets Discharge. But yeah, I mean, this thing's gonna hurt. You basically, this thing switches in and gets a nasty plot for free on a Fire Poison type with 140 special attack. Like, I know I've said what's your switch in a lot for a lot of these Pokemon, but legitimately for some of these down here, what is your switch in?
Yeah.
Iron Hands, fighting Electric Hariyama with Quark Drive. It's very fat, and it still has Fake Out, and has Thunder Punch and Earthquake, and Belly Drum, and Close Combat, and Swords Dance, and Body Press, and Volt Switch. Slow Volt Switch, might I add. Seismic Toss for, like, what, maybe, you're not running Seismic Toss. But fighting Electric's just good typing.
I guess with 50 speed, I'm kind of sleep, but
I mean, worst case scenario, you get Slow Volt Switch. I mean, it's 140 attack, and you have enough bulk to eat a hit or two. You can literally AV this. Like, you don't have to worry about, like, Flame Orb for Guts anymore, so you can just, like, you can literally just AV, and then, like, click Fake Out, Close Combat, like, Volt Switch for Slow Volt Switch. Can't understate that, even though it's not going to do any damage, it's slow pivoting. Slow pivoting is always good. It's mostly for doubles, but, I mean, singles is probably not bad either. Iron Jugulus. Dark Flying Hydreigon. It is, I'm going to be honest, kind of just Hydreigon. Just without a dragon typing. Which honestly might be for the better. Iron Thorns.
I mean, flying is good.
Yeah, flying is good. I definitely take flying over dragon most of the time. As weird as that sounds. Iron Thorns, yeah. This is actually kind of a nerf to T-Tar. I actually think this is just less good than T-Tar, more or less. Since you can't set sand for yourself, that lower special attack is even worse. You're a little bit faster. Other than that, you just have less stat. Although if you run this like with regular T-Tar, maybe there's some merit. Or like with any other sand setter. This thing gets Dragon Dance. If you're using this thing as a Dragon Dancer, this thing probably has more merit than regular Tyranitar, because this thing's faster normally. You're not going to run Volt Switch on this. EQ, Rock Slide, Wild Charge. You just get Swords Dance. Yeah, realistically, if you're running this thing over T-Tar, it's probably for Dragon Dance. Although you do get spikes. The Thunder Wave's also there, but actually normal T-Tar gets Thunder Wave too, and is arguably better at using it. I don't know. I'd rather be quad weak to fighting than quad weak to ground, is my main thing. He definitely does look cool, and I think design-wise, he might be my favorite of these. Okay, second favorite, right behind this thing, Iron Bundle. This thing's hilarious.
Yeah.
It is Delibird. It's
very fast.
Yeah. Moveset isn't, like, amazing, but you have Freeze Dry, you have Hydro Pump, you have Ice Beam. What else do you want? And you have U-Turn. Like, do you have a resist that resists water and ice that isn't also water type to get smacked by Freeze Dry? You don't even have to run U-Turn, you can run Flip Turn. Stab. You can also just be Fast Taunt. You can run Encore. It's a good mon. Iron Valiant is a mix between Gardevoir and Gallade. It is Fighting Fairy, and it is strong. Fighting Fairy is very, very, very strong. Shadow Sneak, Moonblast, Close Combat, Knock Off. Like, do I even have to, like, tell you that this is good? Because this is good. Keep in mind, all these Pokemon have been, like, getting free +2 in whatever their favorite stat is. I can't understate that. But yeah, it's just like...
Wait, what's Quark Drive do?
It is the exact same thing as Photosynthesis, except if you're not using the item, the way to set it up is Electric Terrain instead of Sunny Day.
I see.
Like, all these mons are getting a free +2 in whatever their favorite stat is. Like, I can't point that out enough. So this thing is getting +2 attack if you're not AV, I guess. But I mean, honestly, you might run AV over its item on this, because I mean, these stats are usually good enough. This thing is getting +2 special attack. This thing is getting +2 attack. This thing is getting +2 speed or special attack, depending on what nature you are. Probably speed. This is just really fast. Like, Scarfers just don't get to exist because of this thing. You know, it's not listed here, but I wonder if this thing is Torment. Because if you just, like, switch in on a Scarfmon and you click Torment on them, like, do they just have to switch out?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Because, I mean, on top of everything else, you have base 114 defense. Not that the 56 HP is doing you any favors, but just throwing it out there. You have okay, like... Dachshund had about this level of defense, and they're trying to market that as a defensive Pokemon, so do with that what you will. Ting Lu, Vessel of Ruin. And I'm going to be honest, there's like a trio here that'll have like the of Ruin. Dark Ground, Dark Ice, Dark Grass, Dark Fire. I guess I should probably go through these. Like, actually. So, Vessel of Ruin lowers all the special attack of all Pokemon except for itself. So, the stat decrease of this ability actually doesn't work like a normal -1. It actually works, let's say you have Mew on the field. Iron Bundle does not get Torment. Feels bad. But basically, if you have a Mew on the field with base 100 stats across the board, this thing comes out, Vessel of Ruin, you now have 80 in whatever the stat it's lowering. You lose 20 base stat in whatever it is. And that's going to go for all 4 of these abilities. So it's not just like a normal stat drop, which is interesting. This thing has a lot of HP, a lot of bulk. It's very physically defensive. Gets Whirlwind, Spikes, Taunt. Yeah, this thing's like defensive as hell. Ruination is literally just Super Fang, if I remember correctly. Stealth Rock, Snarl, Body Press. Yeah, this is your bulky mon for this gen. Like, this is bulky. Get the feeling there's gonna... Actually, no, this is like the only bulky one. Yeah. Shenpao, Sword of Ruin. I don't feel like looking up all the abilities, but I probably should. Defense, stat of all Pokemon except itself. So this thing's gonna do more damage than normal. Fast, Dark Ice type. This is new. This is literally just new Weavile. Gets Ice Shard, gets Swords Dance, Icicle Crash. You're not gonna run Ruination on this thing. Sacred Sword. Yeah, actually, this just put Weavile out of a job. Unless this thing gets banned, Weavile's not seeing any play. This thing's just better.
Yeah, you know, I'm just got no frame of reference for what's gonna be like too good, right? Like,
yeah, we'll have to see where exactly the power bar like settles. But I can definitely like say this thing's gonna be good. Maybe it'll be okay. This thing's gonna be bad, or this thing's gonna get banned. Like that's all I'm doing here. I'm not trying to be scientific about this super hard. I'm just trying to give my initial thoughts. But like this thing just like puts Weavile out of a job. Actually, it's just strictly better. Its attack's even higher than this because everything else is losing defense just for being next to it. Like 135 speed is crazy. Still gets Ice Shard. Gets all of Weavile's best moves. Swords Dance. Doesn't get knockoff, but guess what? Neither does Weavile. Throat Chop, Crunch is probably what you want to run. You could be a fast Taunt, Sacred Sword for coverage, Psychic Fangs, Ice Spinner if you don't want to miss Icicle Crash. Yeah, like this is literally just better Weavile. Are these in the game initially? Or are these DLC? These are in the game initially, then yeah, these are broken.
maybe.
Wochian. I'm sorry for butchering that. Dark Grass, not amazing typing. Quad weak to bug. But you're trying to be defensive. Leech Seed. Body Press. You get Iron Defense? No. Spore? Anything? Get Knockoff. This is the Pokemon that gets Knockoff. Of all of them. Yeah, so far I think this might be the worst of the four. And then this thing is fast special attacker. Flame Charge, Jesse Blood, blah 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 blah. Love Plume, you're not running that. Overheat, Flamethrower, Heat Wave, Snarl, Psychic. Okay. Yeah, sure, it's probably good. Scarfing this thing probably sounds pretty scary. Problem is you just don't really have the coverage for it. You got Psychic, you got Fire, you got Dark. And then... what else? Yeah, nothing really else besides that. I mean, you might as well run, like, Willow, I guess. Honestly, I guess you could run Ruination if you're just gonna go down and, like, you know you can't really do anything else with any of the other moves. You might as well just chip it down for half. But I get the feeling that's not what this meta is gonna be. Let's see. Corridon and Miradon! Hey, guess what? They're the box legendaries. They're gonna have base 670 BST. And they're going to be very strong. Orichalcum Pulse is basically sets the sun and gives you the +2 in whatever your favorite stat is. It's Quark Drive that sets sun. Or no, it's Photosynthesis that sets sun, and Hadron Engine is Quark Drive that sets electric terrain.
That's kind of cool.
Yep, they're the legendaries. I don't know what you expected. But yeah, they're both good. I'm not an Uber's analyst. I couldn't tell you. All right, Tinkaton. This poor thing. This mon was literally within breathing distance of being good. It got a new move called Gigaton Hammer, which is a base 160 power steel move. That's only downside is you can't use it twice in a row. Like, that's the only downside. The problem is it only has base 75 attack. So it still only does just like okay damage. Like, why? You couldn't have just given it. If you're gonna give a mon like just a stupid amount of attack and no other stat, this was the one. But no, you didn't. You gave it nothing. Its abilities don't even help it. Mold Breaker, Own Tempo, Pickpocket. Like, why? I guess like its coverage is good. It's just its attack is so low. You get Sword Stance, I guess, so you can boost it. But the fact that you can't just like ban this thing and go to town makes me sad. I mean, I guess it can be like a kind of special wall. You can run like rocks, screens, Thunderwave. Rest has to rely on rest for recovery. Draining Kiss for healing, I guess. You're not. I mean, its special attack isn't even that much lower than its attack. Why? Why? Why not? Why? It's so close to being good. You just had to give it a real attack stat. That's all you needed to do. Band would be broken. I want it to be broken. Bro, it's a giant hammer Pokemon. Hammers are cool. Okay. Armorogue. Flash Fire or Weak Armor? Flash Fire. I'll be honest. Just Flash Fire. Fire Psychic as a special attacker. That's slow. It's slow. Its signature move is Fire type Special Close Combat, I believe, which is good. Except it's just a little too slow. It's probably like one of the slowest Pokemon that could like. It's a slow Scarf. Like, even for Scarf standards, it's a slow Pokemon. But you could. Like, it's a lot of different moves. So I'm sure you could do something with it. I just don't get Iron Defense, whatever. Like, I guess if you switch into a resisted move with Weak Armor, then I guess you could, like, get some speed on it. And then it's really scary, but that allows you being able to switch in on a resisted move.
I feel like you just run Flash Fire.
Well, yeah, Flash Fire is probably better for the most part. But I'm just saying, like, theoretically, if you switch into a move you resist with then pop Weak Armor and just go +2 speed, that basically fixes this thing's main problem of being slow. And then it's actually scary. Although Flash Fire would just give it like a completely safe switch in to fire moves. So I will say, of all the Pokemon that get Weak Armor, this is probably the best user of it. Like, this Pokemon might ride or die by Weak Armor, but it might just prove to be too gimmicky. Meanwhile, Ceruledge, Fire Ghost. It is essentially slightly stronger Ghost-type Drain Punch, is its signature? Which is kind of cool. What is it? Bitter Blade? Yeah, Bitter Blade. Which is cool. Does this thing get, like, any kind of boosting move? Let's see. Disable, blah, blah, blah. Will-O-Wisp. Sword Stance for just pure physical. I'm trying to see if it gets, like... Honestly, I'd run Agility on this thing. Maybe Weak Armor on this thing, too, honestly. Might be one of the things I try. In the early stages. We'll see if it sticks. Let's see. Toad Scroll. Mycelium Might is an ability that makes all your status moves go last, but in turn, they will ignore abilities that would otherwise block you. Which I think is a net negative pretty much all the time. Because this thing's literally Grass Ground Tentacruel. Yeah, Leech Seed, Toxic, Rapid Spin, Knockoff. It's Tentacruel, but if it was cosplaying Torterra. It's even got like the exact same stats. I mean, it's alright.
What's Mycelium Might?
It makes your status moves move last, but in turn, they ignore abilities that would otherwise stop them.
I see.
I don't know. I'm kind of sleeping on it right now. Maybe I'm missing something. Because I legitimately do feel like I'm missing something here. This thing gets Rage Powder, though, which is relevant for doubles. It gets Toxic, too. So you can actually, like, Toxic Sol things. Oh, wait, no. This thing gets Spore. I mean, it's minus priority Spore, but Spore. They gave Tentacruel Spore. And you can still, like, set Toxic Spikes. You get Taunt, I guess. I don't know. Maybe this thing will find some use, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of the ability. I wish it had, like, literally any other ability it could run instead of Mycelium Might, because that kind of kills it for me. Alright, next we have the new Bisharp evolution, King Gambit, because just they straight up gave Bisharp an evolution.
This thing's banned.
So now you can run Eviolite Bisharp. So keep in mind, this thing doesn't get knockoffs, so... Like, I think that this thing's actually fine. Supreme Overlord is... You get a slight boost in stats depending on how many allies you've had that's dead. And I think it goes up to, like, plus ×2 if you're the last man standing when you switch in. I don't know. I think Defiance is more consistent. Kotao Cleave is just, what was it? I think it's literally just Spirit Break, right? For Dark types. It's just a base 80 power move that doesn't miss for Dark. This is stronger Feint Attack. Then you just have Iron Head, Swords Dance. You get Bisharp things. You do Bisharp things, but Bisharp is bigger now. It's slow. It's definitely slow. You lost like 20 speed on Bisharp. Alright, and now we have Clodsire, the new Galarian Wooper form, or as I call him, Pooper. Poison Ground with Water Absorb. We still got Water Absorb, so we're good. This thing is a special tank. Like, hilariously good special tank. Counter, Recover, Toxic Spikes, Yawn. Like, it does regular spikes, has Amnesia to boost its special defense further. Stealth Rock. This thing gets all 3 hazards. Like, yeah, Special Wall. Diagnosis, Special Wall. And you can even run Unaware as a hidden ability if you don't feel like you need Water Absorb. And then we have the Primeape evolution. Annihilate. The fighting ghost type. He got so angry it died. Lore. But yeah, it's just fighting ghost Primeape. It's Marshadow that's not completely broken. I like it. I have no idea how good it's going to be, but I like it. It's got that Gen 1 moveset, so it's got a lot of shit to click. 90 speed's a little slow, but you can also just run, like, Scarf Defiant. Or I guess, like, Inner Focus or Vitals. Probably, like, Inner Focus if you want to dodge Intimidate. Because that is the thing it does. Prevents flinching and makes you immune to Intimidate. Or Defiant just is better for Intimidate, I guess. Now that I think about it, that's kind of the entire point of Defiant. But yeah. Close Combat, Rage Fist is a move. Do you run Rage Fist? What does Rage Fist do? Base 50 power ghost move. Every time you get hit, it goes up 50 BP, but you're not really taking hits, are you? I mean, you got bulk. You got bulk. You actually got a lot of bulk. What the hell? Yo, this thing could have some sauce. Yeah, all right. Yeah, no, I'm on board. I like Primeape. I'm on board with Annihilate. Yeah. I like this thing. And it gets rocks now, so it can set rocks. It gets U-turn still. Still a little on the slow side, but I mean, you could just Scarf it. I mean, if you really wanted to just be fast. Oh, and don't worry, you don't have Trick or Switcher or anything, but if you want to get rid of your Scarf, you just use Fling. Giga Brain.
Yeah.
You just throw like a base 10 power Dark move out. Just to get rid of your Scarf. So you can click other moves. Big Brain. It's so good it's on here twice. Fling. Fling. Alright, and then we have like 3 different Tauros that all do different things. One's fighting fire, and the other's fighting water. And they all have Intimidate, and then or Anchor Point, and then the hidden ability is Kudzu, which you're not going to use. You're just going to use these as Intimidate. I like how Cinderace is a pure fire type, but this thing gets to be fighting fire. This thing is just... Hey, look, guys, it's the new Infernape. Say hi to new Infernape. Raging Bull? What does Raging Bull do? Oh, yeah, Raging Bull, it changes type depending on what form of Tauros is using it. Normal Tauros uses its normal, this one uses its fighting, this one's fire, this one's water. And it's like base 90 or something, and it's also Brick Break. So you can just kind of like break screens with your stab move, which is cool. And you still get like close combat, and you get like EQ. You get Tauros things. But yeah. Other than that, do we have anything else to look at here? I think we're done.
That's it.
I think that's it. I guess we can do some comparisons. They have this page here. So we can like kind of compare it to like similar archetypes. So here we have Cinderace versus Meowscarada versus Greninja. Meowscarada has a little bit less attack than Cinderace, but it's actually 3 speed faster. And then Greninja's... Even Greninja's slower. Yeah, this thing is just like stronger Greninja. Hi, Clancy. Hi, Clancy. Yeah, then we have the Unaware Walls. Clefable, Skeledirge, and Quagsire. I mean, it just has higher stat than Quagsire, I'll say that, but... I mean... Not a ton to do here. Clefable's not even here. Yeah, it's definitely got the highest stats of all these 3. Unfortunately, this thing can't really boost on its own, so it can't really use Unaware. But I mean, honestly, I can see this thing as like a physical wall. It gets Slack Off. Maybe we're just thinking about this wrong. Like, I don't think, this thing's not OU, but I don't think this thing's like bad. I think we just need to figure out what it does. It could just be a good physical wall with Unaware. Unaware pairing with its move, though, is kind of whack. I mean, I guess that just means you're on Flamethrower. Not a big deal. So yeah, Moxie. Yeah, Quaquaval might be my new favorite Scarfmon. One of the very first things I'm going to do is I'm going to throw an ability patch on this Quaquaval, make it Moxie, and throw a Scarf on this. And I'm just going to go to town. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just gonna click buttons. I love, like, Scarf Crocodile is one of my favorite Pokemon to play with. And now I basically just have water fighting Crocodile. Then here we have some ground, rock, like ground or fighting comparisons. Like, you know, that's the bulky physical attacker archetype. Great Tusk is just... The fact that it just, like, it almost feels like it outstats Terrakion outside of speed. I mean, not really, but the fact that this is comparable is impressive. Brute Bonnet. I don't know. I kind of sleep on Brute Bonnet. I think Zaruj is better for the most part. Okay, that's not fair to Stunfisk. That's so not fair. This thing's so much better than Stunfisk. It's hilarious.
You don't know that.
I think I do. I think I'm looking at it literally right now. Here's the Psychic Fairies. Oh, you know, the last time I looked at this page, they had Wigglytuff right below it, and it was just like the saddest thing, because this thing is just strictly better outside of HP. Like, this... Imagine getting power crept by your Prevo. Poor Wigglytuff. That's like so not kosher. Yeah, this thing's pretty defensive, I think. Fast Fairies, or Fast Ghost thing, whatever. Yeah, it's like slightly worse than Spectrier, but again, the fact that this is comparable, it's impressive. The fact that this thing has anything over Spectrier is impressive. Bug fighting. Yeah, we got the bulky special wall type thing. I guess the best comparison is probably like Heracross. Bug fighting. They're very similar. Except this one just gets a +2 for existing. Although I guess this one also gets a +2 for +1.5 for like... I mean Moxie, I don't know. They're very comparable. How you holding up, Dad? Did Clancy kill you yet? This is usually the part in the night where Clancy like takes over your life.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I don't know what kind of comparison they're trying to make here. There's no comparison to be made here. Iron Treads is... Why is this thing base 106? Jesus. Why does this thing have like better sweeper stats than some of the things in the generation? It's still just like a bulky attacker. Whatever. Okay. Iron Moth versus Salazzle. Again, not really a fair comparison, but yeah, Iron Moth is better. Although I guess Iron Moth doesn't get any poison moves. Like any the damaging poison moves, so it's not completely outclassed. Like Salazzle still has something. But yeah, probably Iron Moth definitely outstats it. Electivire, Zeraora, Iron Hands. Yeah, these guys are way faster, which is fair. But this thing also just hits way harder. This thing hits absurdly hard. Iron Jugulus. It's whatever. I would not compare them to these Pokemon. Maybe Moltres. But, I mean, it's kind of... I'm not going to say it's better than Moltres. I'm going to say it's min-maxed more than Moltres. Because this thing's also trying to be bulky. Also, I don't know why they didn't give this thing Roost. Why doesn't this get Roost? I don't think it'd be that broken. Especially if you nerfed Roost. Bro, you want to talk about unfair comparisons? This is an unfair comparison. Poor Alolan Golem. At least it has Magnet Pull. Like, this thing has Dragon Dance. Like, if you let this thing set up a Dragon Dance, you're in trouble. Honestly, it doesn't even really need to set up a Dragon Dance. I can just, like, click a button. It gets the boost. Cork Drive. Yeah. This is not the archetype of Pokemon I would have compared Iron Bundle to. But it somehow still has the second highest defense stat here, second only to Cloyster. But yeah, no, don't compare it to these Pokemon. This is not comparison. But it's funny though. I like this Pokemon. Fast fighting types. Yeah, Iron Valiant just wins. Yeah, it's just the best one. More or less, most of the time. I mean, obviously, they're all have different typings, so they're better in different scenarios. But, like, if we're, like, just looking at stats, if we're just taking a look at, like, I'm a new Pokemon, and I get to pick my favorite stats out of the store window, like, to just be my entire base stats, I'm picking this bottom one. Like, every time. Honestly, Fighting Fairy's really good typing, too. Maybe this thing's in danger of being banned. Who knows? I genuinely don't know. Oh, we just got the legendaries. And I mean, yeah, they're legendaries. They fit in. Okay, that was quite a bit.
Yeah, it was.
So, that was a hot minute, but I think we're done here. So, want to thank you all once again for tuning in. Be here tomorrow when I begin my playthrough of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And it's going to be it's going to be a much earlier stream than normal, hopefully. Because I don't know what time I will be back from picking up my pre-order. I don't know what time my pre-order is going to be ready, because I'm going to go pick up a physical copy, yada yada yada. Yeah, just be on the lookout for our stream tomorrow. Because we are going to be starting the game that everyone else is playing. Now, go back to watching all the other people play the actual game instead of talking about one dude with, like, 3 viewers theorize
what,
about...
they got, like, a press copy or something?
Yeah, they all got, like, review copies or something. Or they're in Australia and they get it a day early because, I don't know, everything's upside down over there. Insert, like, a clever Australia joke. Alright. Till then, guys. Peace.